Universitas Airlangga, Dr. Hani Badriah Hidayati, dokter spesialis saraf konsultan, dan Wakil Dekan 3 Fakultas Kedokteran Universitas Airlangga, Dr. Sulistiawati, dokter magister kesehatan.
Good morning to our honorable speakers who have spared their times to join us today. Professor Lin Choufeng, PhD from Taipei Medical University, Taiwan. Professor Masaki Kita, PhD from Nagoya University, Japan. Nurse Diah Ika Krisnawati, Magister of Science, PhD from Dharma Husada Nursing Academy, Kediri. Dr. Asra Al-Fauzi, Neurosurgeon Consultant, Faculty of Medicine, Airlangga University.
Yang terhormat Bapak Haji Muhammad Ali Effendi, SMMMT, Kepala Kamar Dagang dan Industri Surabaya, Bapak Heni Kristanto, SKP MKes, Direktur Akademi Keperawatan Dharma Husada Kediri, Bapak Dr. Andes Nanang Wahyono, Lurah Lirboyo, Kecamatan Mojoroto, Kota Kediri, seluruh panitia Universitas Airlangga, Universitas Kolaborasi se-Indonesia, dan Universitas Kolaborasi Luar Negeri, serta seluruh peserta internasional dan nasional.
Excellencies and esteemed professionals, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the International and National of Community Service with entitled Medico-Entrepreneurship, Healthy Life and Improve Economy with Hydroponic webinar. A very good morning, ladies and gentlemen, excellencies and esteemed professionals. It is an honor and a privilege to be here at this webinar. I'm Dr. Linda and my friend Dr. Emma are the hosts and MCs of this webinar. We appreciate you taking the time of your busy schedule to join us here today. Before we proceed, let us hear National Anthem Indonesia Raya and Hymne Airlangga.
Hadirin sekalian, marilah kita mendengarkan lagu nasional Indonesia Raya dan himne Airlangga. Kepada panitia, kami persilakan.
Hadirin sekalian, webinar kali ini merupakan bagian dari program pengabdian masyarakat yang juga merupakan kegiatan Airlangga Webinar Conference Series atau AWCS yang ke-79. Webinar diadakan dalam 2 hari berurutan dengan agenda yang berbeda, dan kami berharap Anda semua bisa menikmati keseluruhan rangkaian acara. Agenda hari ini adalah kuliah pakar dan sesi lokal setelah Isyoma. Pelatihan hidroponik akan dilaksanakan secara virtual esok hari secara live dari kebun Windis Hydroponik. Webinar ini diselenggarakan oleh Fakultas Kedokteran Universitas Airlangga bekerja sama dengan Akademi Keperawatan Dharma Husada Kediri, didukung oleh 12 universitas nasional, 2 universitas internasional, dan WUACD atau World University Association Community Development.
The webinar is held in 2 consecutive days with different agendas. Today we have expert lecture, and tomorrow we will have workshop, a live broadcast from Windis Hydroponic Garden. This webinar is brought to you by Faculty of Medicine, Airlangga University, in collaboration with Dharma Husada Nursing Academy Kediri, and supported by 12 national universities, 2 international universities, and AWCS, World University Association Community Development.
Ladies and gentlemen, before we go to main event, which is experts lecture, we will have speech from head of committee. Secondly is from Dean of Faculty of Medicine, Airlangga University. And the third speech will be delivered by Vice Rector for Research, Innovation, and Community Development of Airlangga University. And the last one is opening remark from the government of East Java.
Hadirin sekalian, sebelum kita menginjak ke acara inti hari ini, yakni kuliah pakar, akan ada laporan kegiatan dari Ketua Panitia. Sambutan pertama akan disampaikan oleh Bapak Dekan Fakultas Kedokteran Universitas Airlangga. Sambutan kedua oleh Wakil Rektor Universitas Airlangga, bidang riset, inovasi, dan pengabdian masyarakat. Dan sambutan yang terakhir adalah dari Gubernur Jawa Timur yang akan diwakili oleh Direktur Rumah Sakit Umum Daerah, Dr. Saiful Anwar.
The first speech is from Head of Committee, Dr. Siti Hairunisa, Magister of Science. Dr. Nisa, time is yours. Kami persilahkan Dr. Nisa sebagai Ketua Panitia untuk memberikan laporan kegiatan. Waktu dan tempat kami persilahkan.
Thank you, Dr. Linda and Dr. Emma for the time. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and good morning all. I would like to express my sincere gratitude to Governor of East Java, which in this meeting will be represented by Dr. Kohar Harisantoso, Dr. Spesialis Anestesi, as the Director of General Hospital Saiful Anwar Malang. To Professor Dr. Nino Mantri Puspaningsi, Magister Science, as Vice Rector of Research, Innovation, and Community Development, Universitas Airlangga. All Vice Dean, to Professor Dr. Budi Santoso, Specialist Obstetric Gynecology Consultant, as Dean of Faculty of Medicine, Universitas Airlangga. All Vice Dean of Faculty of Medicine, Universitas Airlangga. To Professor Lin Chofong, PhD, as speaker from Taipei Medical University. To Professor Masaki Kita, PhD, as speaker from Nagoya University. Diah Ika Krisnawati, Nurse, Magister Science, PhD, as speaker from Dharma Husada Nursing Academy Kediri. To Dr. Asra Al-Fauzi, Sarjana Ekonomi, Magister Management, Spesialis Bedah Saraf Konsultan, as speaker from Faculty of Medicine, Universitas Airlangga. HM Ali Afandi, SM, MT, as the head of Surabaya Chamber of Commerce and Industry. Henny Kristanto, Sarjana Keperawatan, Magister Keperawatan, as the Director of Dharma Husada Nursing Academy, Kediri. Dr. Andes Nanang Wahyono as the head of Lirboyo, Mojoroto, Kediri. To all of committee of this program and all participants who joining in this program from international and national. Please allow me to represent the entire committee to submit a report on our activities with the theme, the international and national community service, Medico-Entrepreneurship, healthy life, and improve economy with hydroponics. This activity is a series of community service even to increase public knowledge in hydroponic farming in order to improve health by consuming healthy vegetable, free of pesticide, and is expected to have an impact on the advanced economy of the community, especially in the city of Kediri. This activity was carried out for 2 days from July 31 to August 1st, 2029. This activity was held in collaboration with the Faculty of Medicine, Universitas Airlangga, in collaboration with the Dharma Husada Nursing Academy, Kediri, which was supported by World University Association, Community Development Universitas Airlangga, Taipei Medical University from Taiwan, Nagoya University from Japan, Syah Kuala University from Banda Aceh, Brawijaya University from Malang, Jember University from Jember, Pajajaran University from Bandung, Hasanuddin University from Makassar, 11 Maret University from Solo, Wiraraja University from Madura, University of Indonesia from Jakarta, Gajah Mada University from Yogyakarta, Sriwijaya University from Palembang, and Ahmad Dahlan University from Yogyakarta. The list of participants in today in main session is around 500 people, and there is 300 people in the local session, and 500 registrants for the second day workshop attended by national and international participants from several countries in Asia, Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, and Europe. Hopefully this activity is beneficial. Thank you for your presence and attention. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and good morning.
Thank you very much, Dr. Lisa. Ladies and gentlemen, the next speech will be delivered by the Dean of Faculty of Medicine, Airlangga University. Sambutan pertama akan disampaikan oleh Bapak Dekan Fakultas Kedokteran Universitas Airlangga kepada Profesor Dr. Budi Santoso, Dokter Spesialis Obstetrik Ginekologi Konsultan. Waktu dan tempat kami persilakan.
Thank you, Dr. Emma. Also, Dr. Linda. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, I would like to express my sincere gratitude and hearty welcome to the Governor of East Java. In this meeting, will be presented by the Director of the General Hospital, Dr. Saiful Anwar, Dr. Kohar Hari Santoso. Also, Vice Rector of the Research, Innovation, and Community Development, Universitas Airlangga, Professor Dr. Ninyoman Tri Puspaningsih, all Vice Dean of Faculty of Medicine, Universitas Airlangga, and Head of Surabaya Chamber of Commerce and Industry in Indonesia, Kadin, Bapak Ali Afandi, Director of the Dharma Husada Nursing Academy Kediri, Bapak Heni Kristanto, and Head of the Lirboyo Subdistrict Kediri, Bapak Nanang Wahyono. Also, distinguished speaker, Professor Lin Choufong from the Taipei Medical University, Professor Masaki Kita, PhD from Nagoya University, Nurse Dia Ika Krishnawati from the Dharma Husada Nursing Academy Kediri, and Dr. Asra Al-Fauzi, neurosurgeon from the Faculty of Medicine, Airlangga University. all of national and international committee and participants joining this webinar. Distinguished guests and honorable participants, as an academic community, Faculty of Medicine, Universitas Airlangga have to carry out the three pillars of higher education, research, and community service. Today's webinar is a part of the community service program organized by Department of the Physiology and Medical Biochemistry in collaboration with the national and international partner. Today, community service program is the topic, is the empowerment the community with hydroponic farming in context of providing healthy, pesticide-free vegetable to improve health and family income level in Lirboyo Sub-District Kediri City, East Java. With its package in series of the webinar and workshop with the theme, the international and national community services, Medico-Entrepreneurship, healthy life, and improved economy with the hydroponic, which will be held for today and tomorrow. This webinar targeting not only the general public, but also the international community. This program supports the vision and mission of the Faculty of Medicine, Universitas Airlangga for 2020 and 2025 period, which being excellency in the field of health and entrepreneurship. Therefore, I hope that this activity will provide many benefits in providing knowledge and ability to community in improving a healthy lifestyle, advancing the welfare of the people of East Java and Indonesia, as well as improving collaboration between national and international university. Finally, I, on behalf of the Faculty of Medicine, Universitas Airlangga, would like to express my sincere thankfulness of the Taipei Medical University, Nagoya University, all committees and participants for your support. Enjoy your webinar and thank you for your kind attention. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you very much for Prof. Budi Santoso. Next speech will be delivered by Professor Dr. Ni Nyoman Tri Puspaningsih, Magister of Science, the Vice Rector for Research, Innovation, and Community Development of Airlangga University. Kepada Profesor Nyoman, waktu dan tempat kami persilahkan.
Terima kasih, thank you Dr. Linda. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Very good morning from Indonesia. So our Honorable, the government of East Java Province, Ibu Kofifa Indar Prawansa, and in this event with her representative, the Director of Regional Public Hospital, Dr. Saiful Anwar Malang, Dr. Kohar Hari Santoso, our Honorable, the Dean and also the Vice Dean, the Faculty of Medicine, Universitas Airlangga, and of course our partner, the Director of Dharma Husada Kediri Nursing Academy. Welcome also to our Honorable National and International guest speaker, Professor Chu Feng Lin from Taipei Medical University, Taiwan, Professor Masaki Kita, PhD from Nagoya University, and also from Faculty of Medicine, Universitas Airlangga, Dr. Asra Al-Fauzi, and also the Dean, Professor Budi, and our partner from Sanglah General Hospital, Bali, Dr. Anita Devi, and from Universitas Hasanuddin Makassar, Dr. Insinyur Asmiati Sahur, Diah Ika Krisnawati from Dharma Husada Kediri Nursing Academy, Mr. Widodo from the owner of Vidis Hydroponic Garden, and representative of Department of Agriculture and Food Security in Kediri, prominent guest speaker from Dharma Husada Kediri Nursing Academy, and also prominent all panelists and speakers from Faculty of Medicine, Universitas Airlangga, Faculty of Dentistry, Universitas Jember, and also Faculty of Health Science, Universitas Wiraraja. And all our honorable members of World University Association for Community Development, international and also national academy. It is my great pleasure and honor to welcome you at the International and National Community Service Program entitled Medico-Entrepreneurship, Healthy Life and Improve Economy with Hydroponic. I appreciate much your support despite the ongoing pandemic, and I hope that your family, your communities are all keeping safe. On behalf of Rector, we are indeed grateful to Faculty of Medicine and Dharma Husada Kediri Nursing Academy for a remarkable collaboration through this important international webinar. I welcome all prominent speakers and participants from Indonesian National Institution and international also university who come from multidisciplinary fields to share their expertise and vast experience on medico-entrepreneurship with the international academic community. Following, I would like to extend my gratitude to not only the participants for attending this event, but also the community who has been working, the committee who has been working hard to realize this community service program. Ladies and gentlemen, it has been a year, I think more than a year and a half since COVID-19 has affected and continued to disrupt the world of work. The well-being of the global citizen remains to be threatened, especially with regard to health impact of the pandemic leading to massive damage to economy and also social sectors. Despite this ongoing unprecedented situation, it has been wonderful to observe that many of us, including academy, researcher, and expert practitioners, and also joining hands to hands, fostering collaboration through community development services to find applicable solutions for local, national, and international issues arising from the pandemic. Due to the increasing concern over the problem faced by our world public healthcare system, and also the prominence of entrepreneurship in achieving a sustainable and developed economy, so medical entrepreneurship might be a solution that gives the best of both worlds. This is where medical entrepreneurs could earn profit as well as giving back to the society. However, like any other entrepreneurs, they must not jump and dive directly into the sector. They must first be able to look for opportunities where demand lies and also supply meet. Hydroponic is a method of farming without soil. That is a trend in the midst of the current COVID-19 pandemic. Hydroponic vegetables are claimed to be healthier than conventional vegetables because growing vegetable with hydroponic technique is free from pesticide. In addition to producing healthy and nutritious vegetable and fruit, this method is also considered capable of optimizing the people's narrow land. Planting with a hydroponic system is an urban perspective that is built on economic, environmental, and also nutritional values. According to the recent observation, the practice of hydroponic farming for gain popularity in many areas in Indonesia, as the produce is expected to help local residents in meeting their daily needs. This is where we can see the potential of hydroponic. When combined with the appropriate and sufficient knowledge on both the entrepreneurial skill and the health impact, who knows that this might open many doors, leading not only to improve health condition, but also improve economy of local communities. Ladies and gentlemen, this is why our current event is necessary in order to discover new opportunities to develop our communities. The International and National Community Service entitled of Medico-Entrepreneurship, Healthy Life and Improve Economy with Hydroponic is a 2-day event consisting of an international webinar on the first day and followed by an implementation workshop held in Kediri. During the workshop, we will accompany the target community in Kediri, implementing the knowledge and skill obtained on the first day. This session will be done online for most participants and offline for several communities. So the blended, I think, are the best one to do during this pandemic of COVID-19. So, but don't worry, all participants will be able to observe virtually with the help of the committees and on the second day. Through this international collaboration, academia and researchers from partner university will have the opportunity to transfer their knowledge and also skill and also their expertise to solve global community problems. This is in accordance with the principle of Universitas Airlangga as a smart university, especially the meaningful research and community services and also development, where our current research and activity could be implemented for the development of the community. Additionally, this event reflects a good national and international collaboration among Universitas Airlangga, local government, Dharma Husada Kediri Nursing Academy, and Indonesian higher education institution, and also our international partner. Furthermore, we are also thankful and honored to be working with Taipei Medical University, Nagoya University, and also WUACD, the World University Association for Community Development. To all participants attending the workshop today, there will be plenty of knowledge enhancing activity in this session. And at the end of the day, it is hoped that students could broaden their horizon and also help solving current local, governmental, and international issues, especially with regard to the potential medical entrepreneurship in the pandemic. I kindly request all participants to make use of this workshop to the best of their abilities. I believe that this international event will be a fine platform for us to exchange our knowledge and perspective in respective topics. I would also like to appreciate our international participants from all around the world, participants from Taipei Medical University, Taiwan, Nagoya University, Japan, Manchester University, UK, Kuwait from Saudi Arabia, and also other countries that I cannot mention one by one. Thank you for joining us today. Applause for each and every one of you. Last but not least, I wish all participants will be enjoy the beneficial this program. Thank you. Don't forget, stay healthy and have a good day. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you so very much, Professor Nyoman. Excellencies, esteemed professionals, ladies and gentlemen, once again, we welcome and appreciate your participation in this webinar, and hopefully you will enjoy the webinar. For your information, we will conduct this webinar in 2 consecutive days, today and tomorrow. Please be free to follow all agendas. And for today's agenda, we have international expert lecture from Professor Lin Choi Fong from Taipei University and Professor Masaki Kita from Nagoya University, Japan. Dr. Asra Ali Pausi from Medical Faculty of Airlangga University, and Nurse Ika from Dharma Husada Nursing Academy. Untuk sesi lokal, kami persilahkan kepada para partisipan yang telah terdaftar untuk bisa bergabung setelah isoma pukul 13 waktu Indonesia Barat. Link Zoom sudah kami kirimkan melalui email yang terdaftar pada panitia, dan jika ada kendala, kami persilahkan untuk bisa mengontak panitia melalui fitur chat Zoom. Ladies and gentlemen, we will have second international agenda for tomorrow, which will be broadcasted live from Widi's hydroponic garden. Hopefully, you can enjoy all agendas. And ladies and gentlemen, the next speech will be delivered by the Governor of East Java, the Republic of Indonesia, and will be represented by Dr. Kohar Harisantoso, Dr. Anesthesiologist, Director of General Hospital, Dr. Saiful Anwar. Bapak Ibu sekalian, sambutan terakhir sekaligus membuka acara webinar pada hari ini akan disampaikan oleh Gubernur Jawa Timur Republik Indonesia yang akan diwakili oleh Dr. Kohar Harisantoso, Dokter Spesialis Anestesi KIC KAP, Direktur Rumah Sakit Umum Daerah Saiful Anwar Malang. Kepada Dr. Kohar, waktu kami persilahkan.
Thank you, Dr. Emma. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Honorable Professor Dr. Nyoman Tripuspaningsih, Vice Rector for Research and Public Service, maybe.
Yeah.
And also Professor Budi Santoso, the Dean of Medical Faculty, Airlangga University, and especially for Dr. Khairunisa, the committee, and My Excellency, the lecturer from abroad, Professor Chu Feng Lin from Taipei Medical University, Taiwan, and also Professor Masaki Kita, PhD from Nagoya University, and also Director of Dharma Husada Nursing Academy, Kediri. And I hear Dr. Arif Afandi in this meeting. And My Excellency, for all participants and other lecturers, on behalf of Governor Jawa Timur, that now very, very interesting in this meeting, para peserta sekalian, jadi topik yang diberikan ini menarik sekali dari the International and National of Community Service, Medico-Entrepreneurship, with topic Healthy Life and Improve Economy with Hydroponic. Ini topik yang sangat menarik. Kenapa? Karena dalam masa pandemi ini, kebutuhan untuk meningkatkan daya tahan, kemudian juga daya tahan ekonomi, ini perlu kita lakukan. Dengan adanya kegiatan hidroponik ini dilatih dan dikembangkan, semoga ini menjadi suatu angin yang sebenarnya tidak baru, karena semua juga kita sudah paham tentang hidroponik, tapi akan makin banyak lagi teman-teman yang bisa melakukan kegiatan ini sehingga bisa makin meningkatkan ketahanan kesehatan, imunitas, maupun juga ketahanan ekonominya. Saya kira dengan 2 hari pertemuan ini akan banyak manfaatnya. Nanti pada pertemuannya nanti bisa diatur sehingga kemudian tetap bisa dijaga protokol kesehatannya, dan tentu saja perluasan diseminasi kepada mereka di luar yang peserta webinar ini bisa kita lakukan. Saya kira itu. Terima kasih, selamat mengadakan webinar, especially for all participants from abroad and also from Indonesia. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you very much, Dr. Kohar. Ladies and gentlemen, before we proceed to the next session, we will have the photo session. So please, would you mind kindly activate your video because we're going to take the photo together. And to the committee, please.
Kita akan melakukan foto bersama, harap peserta untuk menyalakan video masing-masing. Kepada panitia AWCS, tolong dibantu untuk pengambilan fotonya. Terima kasih.
Baik, untuk para panelis mungkin bisa di-on-kan terlebih dahulu videonya. Baik, saya izin untuk mengambil foto dalam 1, 2, dan 3. Lagi 1, 2, 3. Ya, sudah selesai, Dokter.
Terima kasih kepada panitia. Thank you to all committees and thank you for all our noble guests. Ladies and gentlemen, allow us to present you a video of our department profile, which is Department of Physiology and Medical Biochemistry. Please enjoy. Bapak Ibu yang terhormat, izinkan kami memutarkan profil departemen kami, yakni Departemen Physiology dan Medical Biochemistry. Kepada panitia kami persilakan.
Fakultas Kedokteran Universitas Airlangga berlokasi di Kampus A Universitas Airlangga, Jalan Profesor Dr. Mustopo nomor 47, Surabaya. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Salam sejahtera untuk kita semua. Fakultas Kedokteran Universitas Airlangga merupakan salah satu fakultas kedokteran terbaik di Indonesia yang telah berusia lebih dari 1 abad. Dan kita mempunyai visi dan misi Fakultas Kedokteran Universitas Airlangga saat ini merupakan fakultas kedokteran yang mandiri, inovatif, terkemuka di tingkat nasional dan internasional, serta pelopor pengembangan ilmu pengetahuan dan teknologi kedokteran, entrepreneurship, serta humaniora berdasarkan moral agama, excellent with morality. Salah satu divisi departemen di Fakultas Kedokteran adalah biokimia kedokteran, yang merupakan salah satu departemen preklinik yang banyak memberikan sumbangan keilmuan dasar kedokteran dan dapat terlihat dari produktivitas dengan karya-karya sivitasnya. Baik itu bentuk pendidikan, pengajaran, penelitian maupun pengabdian masyarakat dan publikasi yang bertaraf nasional internasional. Tahun 2020 seluruh stafnya untuk Departemen Biokimia sudah meraih gelar doktor dan beberapa menjadi guru besar serta mempunyai calon-calon penulis artikel yang luar biasa berkualitas tinggi dan mendapatkan penghargaan Kemenristek Dikti saat itu. Departemen Ilmu Faal dan Biokimia Fakultas Kedokteran UNER menjadi pelopor dilaksanakannya program pengabdian kepada masyarakat berskala internasional dengan melibatkan kolaborasi antara universitas dalam negeri maupun luar negeri. Demikian, salam sejahtera dan sehat selalu untuk kita semua, stay healthy, dan UNER hebat. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Fakultas Kedokteran Universitas Airlangga terdiri dari 29 departemen. Salah satu di antaranya adalah Departemen Ilmu Faal dan Biokimia Kedokteran. Departemen ini terdiri dari 2 divisi, yaitu Divisi Ilmu Faal dan Biokimia Kedokteran yang semula terdiri dari 2 departemen yang merger pada awal tahun 2021.
Selamat pagi dan salam sejahtera bagi kita semua. Departemen Ilmu Faal dan Biokimia Kedokteran merupakan salah satu dari 29 departemen yang ada di Fakultas Kedokteran Universitas Airlangga. Biokimia Kedokteran sebagai ilmu dasar memiliki peranan yang sangat penting bagi perkembangan ilmu sepanjang kehidupan manusia yang mampu menjawab berbagai persoalan dan tantangan dunia. Karena seluruh kehidupan di alam semesta tidak bisa lepas dari interaksi molekuler. Sebagai ilmu dasar, biokimia terutama berkaitan erat dengan ilmu kesehatan. Di samping itu juga di bidang pertanian maupun industri. Terkait visi dan misi Fakultas Kedokteran Universitas Airlangga untuk menjadi fakultas kedokteran yang bermartabat, kompetitif, serta unggul di tingkat nasional dan internasional berbasis riset dan teknologi terkini dalam menunjang proses pendidikan dan pengabdian masyarakat, maka kegiatan di Departemen Biokimia selalu mengacu dan mendukung Tridharma perguruan tinggi yang telah direalisasikan dalam bentuk menyelenggarakan kegiatan pendidikan di seluruh jenjang pendidikan mulai dari S1, S2, dan S3. Hal ini didukung oleh para staf pengajarnya yang selalu mengikuti perkembangan ilmu biokimia dan biologi kedokteran yang mencakup omics serta melakukan pengembangan dan penguatan tele-education. Di samping itu juga dengan melaksanakan penelitian di tingkat nasional dan internasional serta pengembangan ilmu biokimia dengan pengembangan teleseminar atau pelatihan biologi molekuler yang mencakup omics serta pengembangan omics dalam rangka pemantapan biologi molekuler kedokteran pada pendidikan profesi dan pendidikan spesialis. Juga dengan melaksanakan kegiatan pengabdian masyarakat yang berkaitan dengan kemanfaatan ilmu biokimia kedokteran dalam kesehatan dan kesejahteraan masyarakat yang berbasis riset, bersifat kolaboratif dan berorientasi pada pemberdayaan masyarakat dengan menggalang dan memperkuat kerjasama di tingkat nasional maupun internasional. Demikian gambaran Divisi Biokimia Kedokteran Fakultas Kedokteran Universitas Airlangga. Terima kasih. Salam sehat selalu.
Divisi Biokimia Kedokteran memiliki fasilitas sarana dan prasarana di antaranya ruang ketua departemen, ruang sidang utama Divisi Biokimia Kedokteran, ruang tata usaha, ruang baca Divisi Biokimia Kedokteran FK UNER, ruang baca Divisi Biokimia Kedokteran FK UNER yang dilengkapi dengan buku-buku karya hasil dosen Divisi Biokimia Kedokteran, Laboratorium Biologi Molekuler, Laboratorium Biokimia Fakultas Kedokteran, Laboratorium Hewan Coba merupakan fasilitas pelayanan penelitian hewan coba yang biasanya dilakukan oleh mahasiswa S1, S2, S3, bahkan spesialis. Laboratorium hewan coba terdiri dari ruang tunggu, ruang tata usaha, ruang pemeliharaan, ruang tindakan. Ruang dosen Divisi Biokimia Kedokteran yang merupakan gedung sejarah atau heritage Kota Surabaya yang hingga saat ini masih dilestarikan. Seluruh staf pendidik Divisi Biokimia Kedokteran telah menyelesaikan pendidikan dalam jenjang doktor atau S3. Sivitas Fakultas Kedokteran Universitas Airlangga mengemban tridharma perguruan tinggi, diantaranya pengajaran, penelitian, pengabdian kepada masyarakat tingkat nasional, dan pengabdian kepada masyarakat tingkat internasional.
Excellencies and esteemed professionals, ladies and gentlemen, kita masih menanti pemutaran video Hadirin sekalian, kita masih menanti pemutaran dari video UNER. Silakan kepada panitia, mohon diputarkan video dari Universitas Airlangga.
Fakultas Kedokteran berada di kampus A yang berdiri sejak tahun 1923 dan berseberangan dengan Rumah Sakit Pendidikan Utama RSUD Dr. Sutomo, Surabaya. Di kampus ini terdapat aula yang sering dimanfaatkan untuk acara-acara resmi Fakultas Kedokteran, seperti pelantikan dokter, yudisium, kuliah tamu, seminar, hingga ujian terbuka S3. Ada banyak ruang dan fasilitas yang terdapat di Fakultas Kedokteran. Ruang sidang A yang sering dimanfaatkan untuk kegiatan pelatihan, rapat, dan seminar-seminar. Fakultas Kedokteran juga dilengkapi fasilitas tempat beribadah, terdapat 2 musola dan 1 masjid. Ruang Dewan Etik dan Komite Etik Penelitian Kesehatan. Dewan Etik beranggota 3 orang yang bertugas melakukan klarifikasi terhadap pelanggaran akademik dan non-akademik untuk mahasiswa, staf dosen, maupun sivitas akademika lainnya. Sedangkan Komite Etik Penelitian Kesehatan bertugas menelaah dan memberikan persetujuan setiap penelitian di bidang kesehatan sebelum dilaksanakan oleh mahasiswa S1, S2, S3, dan dosen. Unit Satuan Penjaminan Mutu ada di tiap fakultas yang bertugas menangani dan mengontrol standarisasi mutu semua prodi yang ada di Fakultas Kedokteran Umum Airlangga. Kampus ini juga memiliki fasilitas ruang terbuka untuk berolahraga. UNER memiliki 3 kampus yang masing-masing tersedia perpustakaan yang buka pada hari Senin sampai Sabtu. Ruang perpustakaan di kampus A mempunyai sarana prasarana seperti ketersediaan ruang baca dan komputer untuk akses e-library, ruang diskusi, jurnal yang dapat dilihat baik hard copy maupun online, textbook, karya ilmiah, dan proceeding. Selain itu, mahasiswa juga dapat menggunakan 4 lokasi gazebo untuk media komunikasi dan berdiskusi, serta mengerjakan tugas bersama, yang dilengkapi dengan fasilitas free wifi pada area ini. Airlangga Surgical Anatomy Development Center merupakan fasilitas praktikum anatomi yang dapat dimanfaatkan oleh mahasiswa S1, S2, dan training tingkat lanjut atau spesialis di bidang anatomi dan bedah surgical, dilengkapi dengan peralatan modern dengan tayangan digital untuk kegiatan praktek anatomi, khususnya praktek yang menggunakan kadaver. Gedung Pasca Sarjana merupakan pusat administrasi program Pasca Sarjana S2 dan S3. Kegiatan pembelajaran sebagian dilakukan di sini dan sebagian dilakukan di ruang kuliah departemen di Fakultas Kedokteran RSUD Dr. Sutomo maupun di ITD UNER. Ruangan Pasca Sarjana juga digunakan untuk perkuliahan dan ujian untuk S2 dan S3. Ruang akses internet di luar jam pembelajaran, mengerjakan tugas, berdiskusi antar mahasiswa, dan konsul atau diskusi mahasiswa bersama dosen. Ruang KPS dari Prodi S2 dan S3 yang ada di sini yaitu Prodi S2 IKT, S2 IKK, S2 IKD, S2 IKESOR, S2 IKR, S3 Ilmu Kedokteran. Ruang admin bersama untuk kelima prodi S2 dan 1 prodi S3 berada di gedung pasca sarjana ini. Tersedia monitor TV untuk menunjukkan jadwal perkuliahan dan ujian serta kalender akademik. Banner-banner yang menginformasikan visi misi program studi dan profil lulusan merupakan cara sosialisasi visi misi kepada para akademisi. Laboratorium terpadu. Laboratorium ini digunakan oleh dosen, para akademisi, mahasiswa termasuk S2 dan S3 yang mengerjakan penelitian. Tersedia pemeriksaan biologi molekuler sederhana dan patologi anatomi. Alat-alat yang tersedia antara lain PCR konvensional, clean bench, ELP, gel dock, freezer sampai dengan minus 20 derajat Celcius. IKMKP merupakan salah satu departemen yang ada di Fakultas Kedokteran, mengakomodasi pembelajaran tentang kesehatan masyarakat dan kedokteran pencegahan antara untuk S1, S2, dan S3. Khususnya Prodi IKT Minat Epidemiologi Kedokteran Tropis. IKMKP terdiri dari beberapa unit biostatistik, epidemiologi, dan gizi. Juga tersedia ruang komputer yang digunakan untuk praktikum seperti untuk mata kuliah statistik. Ruang Gramik dengan kapasitas 100-150 orang ini dapat dimanfaatkan untuk kegiatan seminar ilmiah mahasiswa, kegiatan organisasi kemahasiswaan, S1, S2 maupun S3, dan beberapa kuliah tamu. Fakultas Kedokteran juga dilengkapi dengan kantin. Tetapi saat pandemi COVID ini, kegiatan mahasiswa hampir seluruhnya dilakukan secara online di rumah dan kantin ini tutup. Di Departemen Mikrobiologi tersedia ruang kuliah, ruang praktikum bakteriologi dan mikologi, mikrobiologi, serta ruang mikroskop teaching yang dapat dimanfaatkan untuk pembelajaran dan penelitian mahasiswa prodi S1, S2, S3, khususnya yang ada di Fakultas Kedokteran. Di Departemen Parasitologi tersedia ruang praktikum parasitologi terutama yang menggunakan mikroskop. Departemen Biomed. Di Departemen Biomed ini terdapat fasilitas laboratorium sitogenetik kerjasama dengan RSUD Dr. Stomo Surabaya. Fasilitas yang paling sering digunakan mahasiswa S1, S2, S3 yang melakukan penelitian tentang reproduksi pria dan wanita, termasuk melakukan analisis sperma. Departemen Faal. Selain ada fasilitas praktikum Faal, di Departemen Faal dilengkapi dengan sarana olahraga untuk kebutuhan praktek Prodi S2 Ilmu Kesehatan Olahraga. Departemen Biokimia. Di lokasi ini tersedia fasilitas praktikum biokimia, juga kandang dan fasilitas hewan coba yang sangat banyak digunakan untuk kepentingan penelitian hewan coba seperti tikus untuk mahasiswa S1, S2, S3, dan dosen. Gedung Airlangga Medical Education Center berlantai 7 ini adalah pusat pendidikan S1, S2, dan S3 yang dilengkapi aula dengan kapasitas 250 orang. 5 ruang kuliah dengan kapasitas 50 sampai dengan 70 orang, serta 30 ruangan kecil dengan kapasitas 3 sampai 5 orang. Terdapat fasilitas tempat ibadah, dan di lantai 4 ada pusat pengelola data digital dan penunjang sarana internet dan 2 ruang yang berisi 50 dan 100 komputer yang dapat dimanfaatkan untuk ujian CBT. Sistem IT juga ditunjang dengan kapasitas bandwidth 100 MB dan studio untuk webinar atau Zoom meeting dengan kapasitas 2 kali 1000 partisipan, Zoom untuk edukasi sebanyak 60 akun, masing-masing untuk 300 partisipan. Di lantai 7 terdapat fasilitas olahraga, gym, yang dapat dimanfaatkan para sivitas akademika. Gedung Grabik Iptekdok merupakan sumbangan alumni yang memiliki 4 lantai. Lantai 1 untuk manajemen dan masjid, lantai 2 aula dengan kapasitas 600 orang, lantai 3 dan 4 ruang skill lab untuk mahasiswa kedokteran atau kebidanan, serta di halaman ada tempat parkir untuk mobil dan sepeda motor. Gedung ITD. Gedung ITD terletak di bawah rektorat, merupakan pusat laboratorium biologi molekuler modern yang ada di kampus C UNER. Gedung ini dilengkapi dengan peralatan biologi molekuler, mulai sederhana seperti PCR, sequencing DNA, proteomik, kromatografi, dan hewan coba. Dan juga ada gedung BSL 3 dan ruang hewan coba. Laboratorium stem cell juga berada di komplek ini. Mahasiswa S2 dan S3 dan para peneliti internasional banyak melakukan penelitian di laboratorium ini.
Excellencies and esteemed provisionals, ladies and gentlemen. This event will be held for 2 days from July 31 to 1st August 2021. This event was held in collaboration in Medicine Faculty, Airlangga University, with the Dharma Husada Nursing Academy, Kediri, which was supported by World University Association Community Development Universitas Airlangga, Taipei Medical University from Taiwan, Nagoya University from Japan, Syah Kuala University from Banda Aceh, Brawijaya University from Malang, Jember University from Jember City, Pajajaran University from Bandung, Hasanuddin University from Makassar, 11 Maret University from Solo, Wiraraja University from Madura, University of Indonesia from Jakarta, Gajah Mada University from Yogyakarta, Sriwijaya University from Palembang, and Ahmad Dahlan University from Yogyakarta. Thank you very much for supporting us for this event. And today we have expert lecture, and tomorrow we will have workshop, a live workshop broadcast from Widis Hydroponic Garden.
Bapak Ibu hadirin sekalian yang terhormat, acara webinar ini akan diselenggarakan dalam 2 hari, 31 Juli hari ini dan besok 1 Agustus 2021. Acara ini terselenggara atas kerjasama Fakultas Kedokteran Universitas Airlangga dan Akademi Keperawatan Dharma Husada Kediri. Webinar ini juga didukung oleh WUACD, World University Community Development Universitas Airlangga, Universitas Kedokteran Taipei, Taiwan, Universitas Nagoya, Jepang, Universitas Syiah Kuala, Banda Aceh, Universitas Brawijaya Malang, Universitas Jember, Universitas Pajajaran Bandung, Universitas Hasanuddin Makassar, Universitas 11 Maret Solo, Universitas Wiraraja Madura, Universitas Indonesia Jakarta, Universitas Gajah Mada Yogyakarta, Universitas Sriwijaya Palembang, dan Universitas Ahmad Dahlan Yogyakarta.
And ladies and gentlemen, for attention, the Zoom link for the webinar that will be held tomorrow has been sent to your email address. If you haven't received it yet, please feel free to inform the committee through chat feature.
Hadirin sekalian, acara webinar besok adalah workshop yang akan disiarkan secara langsung di kebun Widis Hidroponik. Link Zoom sudah kami berikan ke link email yang telah terdaftar, dan jika Anda mengalami kendala ataupun belum menerima link Zoom melalui email, mohon bisa menghubungi panitia melalui fitur chat Zoom. Terima kasih.
Finally, ladies and gentlemen, we will move to the main session of today's webinar that will be led by our moderator, Dr. Nurina, Magister of Science. Dr. Nurina is a lecturer in Department of Anatomy, Histology, and Pharmacology, Faculty of Medicine, Airlangga University. She had many courses and many publication, I think. So, Dr. Nurina, now time is yours.
Hadirin sekalian, sekarang kita akan menginjak kepada acara utama pada webinar hari ini, yaitu kuliah pakar, yang akan dipimpin oleh moderator Dr. Nurina Hasanatul Sadia, Dokter Magister Sains. Beliau adalah dosen di Departemen Anatomi, Histologi, Farmakologi, Fakultas Kedokteran Universitas Airlangga. Dr. Nurina ini memiliki banyak prestasi dan juga memiliki banyak publikasi internasional. Tanpa membuang waktu lebih lanjut, Dr. Nurina, kami persilakan.
Thank you, Dr. Emma and Dr. Linda, for the nice introduction. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, everybody. I'm Nurina. Thank you for having me, and I'm so delighted to be moderating this international webinar entitled Medico-Entrepreneurship, Healthy Life, and Improved Economy with Hydroponics. This is an excellent topic that draws the attention of both local and international participants who have joined us now, and now it's reaching more than 200 participants. This is a great event that we're having national and international speakers from Indonesia, Japan, and Taiwan who are ready to share their valuable knowledge and experience. Ladies and gentlemen, medical entrepreneurship comes from marriage between two words. Medical, something related to treatment of illness, and entrepreneurship. It is skill in starting new business. These two subjects, medical and business, are often hotly debated during this pandemic about which one is to be prioritized over another. If we put medical as first priority, business and economy seem to be sacrificed. For example, during the second surge of COVID in Indonesia, the implementation of PPKM, the government's policy for enforcement of restriction on public activities, which heavily limits business and economic activities, are worried to result in more unemployment and business collapse. Certainly, it would be vice versa. If economy were more prioritized, then the healthcare system would collapse. Our topic today comes out from brilliant idea of organizing committee who have deep concern for multiple problems we have in the battle against coronavirus, particularly in healthcare and economy, whereby medical entrepreneurship can be a great solution, opening new hope that the two important things might run harmoniously. And by keeping your attention to lectures that will be presented by our speakers, you will find out why hydroponics is selected as our focus and how is its relation to other topics covered in this webinar. And today we're having 4 fruitful topics. The first is entrepreneurship, business opportunities during the COVID-19 pandemic, presented by Dr. Asra Al-Fauzi, SAMM, STBS consultant from Universitas Airlangga, Indonesia. Thereafter, how to increase the immunity status during COVID-19 pandemic will be delivered by Prof. Chu Fong Lin from Taipei Medical University, Taiwan. And then hydroponic and its benefits for immunity that will be presented by Diah Ika Krisnawati, Sarjana Keperawatan Nurse, Magister of Science, PhD, from Nursing Academy of Dharma Husada, Kediri, Indonesia. And last but not least is Natural Product Prospect for Human Health, delivered by Prof. Masaki Kita, PhD, from Nagoya University, Japan. Each speaker will be delivered the lecture in 20 minutes. After presentation session, discussion with panelists will take place for 40 minutes. Participants are also invited to deliver question by typing question at Q&A box or press the raise hand button, then directly ask question to the speaker. Please specify the speaker to whom you'd like to direct your question. Participants are allowed to deliver question in English or Bahasa Indonesia. Ladies and gentlemen, now it's a privilege for me to introduce our first speaker, Dr. Asra Al-Fauzi, SAMM, STBS consultant, FICS, IFAANS. He's a neurosurgeon and lecturer working at Neurosurgery Department, Faculty of Medicine, UNAIR, and Dr. Sutomo General Hospital. He obtained his MD degree from Udayana University and took residency at Department of Neurosurgery, UNAIR, and graduated in 2007. Afterward, he took multiple course, training, and fellowship programs in Indonesia and abroad, South Korea, Japan, and USA. Interestingly, He also holds bachelor degree in economic science from Universitas Lambung Mangkurat and Master of Management from Ciputra University. He is one of Indonesian leading experts in neurosurgery. He is currently the Secretary General of Indonesian Neurosurgical Society and also the Executive Board member of several international neurosurgery associations. He is the speaker of more than 100 scientific events and has published 63 articles in scientific journals, as well as opinion columns in a national newspaper. He's also an editor and certified reviewer of variable academic journals. He has obtained multiple awards, including Satya Lancana Karya Satya from the President of Republik Indonesia. Besides his professional and academic career as a neurosurgeon, he is also the main commissioner of PT Neuro Mandiri Utama, also the chairman of the Faculty Ambassador Office, chairman of the Entrepreneurship Curriculum Development Team of Faculty of Medicine Universitas Airlangga, and chairman of the Standing Committee for Health of the Surabaya Chamber of Commerce and Industry. We know it as Kadin, Kamar Dagang Indonesia. Therefore, he is the best person who can unpack the topic of entrepreneurship, business opportunities during the COVID-19 pandemic. Without further ado, please join us in welcoming Dr. Asa Al-Fawzi, PhD, FICS, FACS, IFAANS. Dr. Asa, you have 20 minutes for presentation.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Nurinia, for your introduction. And good morning, ladies and gentlemen. And I think I will share my presentation. Okay. You can see my presentation, Dr. Nurina?
Clearly.
Okay. Okay. Welcome to you all. And first of all, let me thank you all for coming virtually today. And of course, let me introduce myself. I'm Dr. Asra. I am from Faculty of Medicine, Universitas Airlangga. And as you can see on the screen, I am here today to present business opportunities during the COVID-19 pandemic, of course, from the entrepreneurial perspective. This morning, I think I'm going to be firstly taking a look at the recent development in the global mega trends. You can see here, at least there are 10 trends that will be reshaping our world. You can see, including the dynamic population, growing opportunities, mega cities, and many more. Some things that you can see is important for us to look at. Aging people, changing behavior are also very important, which will definitely making a big changes on our planet. Yes, according to, you can see here, a new study from Simon Atkinson, it is estimated that by, I think, 2025, there will be at least 8 main topics that will become news headlines around the world, starting from the widespread use of robots. You can see here artificial intelligence and space tourism. You can know this recently the big issue in our global news today. Space tourism, which might not be taboo anymore. Big data has become very important for a future strategic issue. Holidays in space, a approaching reality. You know, the latest news, maybe we all already hear about the news from Jeff Bezos from Amazon, Elon Musk from Tesla, I think, and Richard Branson, you know, have realizing this concept. So I'll try to begin by giving you an overview of the history of, you can see here the rise of the robots. You know, robots price between, you can see more than $1,000 and $4,000 could enter our personal life, commercializing the personal robot market since 2020. Here we can see there have been many types of robot that maybe in a few years they will be already be in our homes, in our house, in our home, in our house. It will become, you know, a reality soon. You know, you can see robot for elderly, robot for teaching assistant, and also for nannies. And then this is very important to that I will go on to highlight what I see as the main point of smart product. Maybe you already hear about this. There are two levels of smart products and technologies. Level 1 is you can see a basic sensing mechanism, and level 2 is a basic sensing mechanism plus one-way data communication, and level 3 is a sensing mechanism plus by two-way flow of data communication. A smart product is characterized by an intelligent sensing technology that is increasingly being integrated with internet technologies, thereby allowing the product to react and communicate with the changing environment around it. This leads to optimal operation and improvement in efficiency. So this will be have a great impact to our social life in the future. And in this slides, and then you know, we all realize that we have entered, you know, the era of virtual stores, a new generation of grocery shopping. You can hear example of innovation breakthrough from Tesco virtual store. Virtual stores are stimulated brick and mortar stores that are, you know, offer interactive shopping in public places by creating virtual products, which, you know, buyers can buy and you know, order using their own smartphone. This is you know, a breakthrough for the future. And okay, right, what I'm trying to say is, you know, as the world continues to change, it is becoming increasingly difficult for businesses to keep up with competitors as technologies push both the rate of and access of innovation. It can be difficult for company, you know, to understand why industries are evolving in the way they are today, much less predict how they will evolve into the future. And this you know, this brings me to, you know, my next point about megatrend. A megatrend is a long-term shift in behavior or attitude with global impact across multiple industries. Megatrend analysis allows company to build a long-term strategy that is proactive rather than reactive. This is a very important issue. Making sense of where they stand today, but also ensuring they have a plan to remain relevant moving forward. Yes, you know, I want you to, you know, I like you to look at this slide, how COVID-19 is, you know, disrupting all of our life. The current pandemic has, you know, affected at least, I think, 8 aspects of our lives: the way we work, the way we study and communicate, as we do today. Our you know, our program today, you know, is about disrupting of the study and communicate in our life. The way we shop and a few other essential, people will focus more on health and hygiene, you can see here, and as well as accelerate demand for organic, natural, and fresh products. The demand for facility for e-pharmacy, electronic doctor will increase. So yeah, in addition to disrupting our life, COVID-19 also accelerates the change of our behavior. You can see, such as online delivery. I think we already know together in our lives today. Implementation of telemedicine, remote working and learning, as well as online entertainment. You can see from this slide, more than, I think, 250 million students enter online learning only in 2 weeks in China. We also see an increase in the use of telemedicine up to 10 times only in 5 days, on 15 days. Sorry. Yes. So I now want to go on this question. Does COVID-19 accelerate this digital disruption? Yes, yes, of course. This slide shows that the pandemic has really, really been oriented towards digital acceleration. You will see the trend of remote working, rise of the use of e-doctor, entertainment shift from physical to digital, and also, increasing in e-commerce. So, yeah, now here we are, facing the new normal after the pandemic. If we look at this slide, this is my slide, slowly but surely, I think part of human civilization is already, in this new era. With 35% of global consumer using online grocery. 51% are increasingly aware of their health, and about 20% or maybe more are still working virtually, and the use of telemedicine is increasing at 35%. Yeah, you may see this is a very important data for us in Indonesia. Here are some facts. This is the data in 2019. We should know that we need to understand about the mobile, internet, and social media use in our our lovely country Indonesia. You can see more interesting number data here. We have more than 250 million people, with internet and social media user who are also equally high. More than half of our population using this. So, yeah, this is a big data that is very important regarding the future business development opportunities in our country. This also some data. I can just show you that the people purchasing power for the necessity of life, such as fashion, electronic, food, and several other things, is also very high as shown in this slide. Okay. So now we move to how about this current pandemic station. Yes, maybe you ever heard that when other business slums, some types of business are booming, especially during this pandemic. Yes, as I presented on this slide, businesses such as medicine and pharmacy, education technology, grocery, online retailing, telehealth, and even the agricultural business have increased demand. Yes, indeed, we all know that the rapidly evolving situation with COVID-19 is, raising question throughout the Indonesia. As concerns continue to grow about the virus, it is not only wreaking havoc on the stock market, it is causing a significant downturn in the general economy. Then how about agriculture? So I just want you to show this, yeah. So accordingly to to a new study, COVID-19 affect at least 6 aspects of agriculture: markets and farm prices, supply chain slowdowns and shortage, of course, farmer health itself, the farm workforce, worker safety, and also the personal protective equipment, and other disruption that affected this agriculture, culture, and businesses. So with changes of the pattern of life or habits of the community caused by the outbreak of the COVID-19 virus in Indonesia, hydroponic can be one of the activities that can be useful in filling spare time while at home. Besides, hydroponic gardening also has a promising business potential. Yes, let's have a look at this slide. Why hydroponic has a business opportunity during a pandemic? That is because this business is easy to learn, affordable installation costs, and also for me it is because it doesn't need require a large area of land. Yeah. Maybe perhaps other speakers will be more specific in explaining this. So to summarize, it is widely accepted that COVID-19 is, transforming consumer lives. We have covered a decade in days in adoption of digital, and we saw that behavioral changes are not linear, and their stickiness will depend on satisfaction of the new experiences. Then we all realize that the future is now, and we should prepare. And as a final point, I like to quote the words of Charles Darwin, that it is not the strongest of the species that survives, nor the most intelligent that survives. It is the one that is most adaptable to change. So I think that's all from me. I hope you will have gain a brand new insight. Once again, thank you for your attention. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Asra. It's a brilliant presentation and does bring new insight for all of us. And for participants who are keen to deliver question or comment to Dr. Asra, you may put your question at the Q&A box, but it will be discussed later at the discussion session. Once again, thank you, Dr. Asra, for taking your time. Now we proceed to second presentation. It's an honor for me to introduce our second speaker. Prof. Cho Fong Lin is Professor of School of Medicine, College of Medicine, Taipei Medical University, Taiwan. He is currently the Vice Dean Office of Research and Development and also Head Department of Microbiology and Immunology, Taipei Medical University. Prof. Lin's research interest focus on infection and immunity, oncoimmunology, cell death, and signal transduction. He had more than 20 years of experience studying Hello. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, I'm so sorry for this kind of interruption. I'd like to welcome Prof. Chiu Fong Ling. Thank you for your coming here.
Thank you.
Okay. Let me continue giving introduction to Prof. Lim. Prof. Lim had more than 20 years of experience studying autoimmunity, viral immunology, and antiviral drugs. Over 135 SCI papers are published by the works of Prof. Lim and his teams. He also contributed to a book entitled Dengue Disease and WHO Dengue Bulletin. In 2012, he was awarded Distinguished Researcher of the Chinese Society of Immunology, Taiwan. Prof. Lim has acted as associate editor in SCI Journal and reviewer for over 150 manuscripts. His current dengue study focuses on developing an infectious disease model and the potential targets of antiviral therapy. He also investigates the molecular signaling and inflammatory regulation of interferon gamma in immune hepatitis and skin inflammation. Additionally, his team continually investigates the immune escape of tumorigenesis and microbial infection from interferon gamma surveillance. He also serves as a director of immune monitoring core at Taipei Medical University and takes several collaborations with the clinical physician in the discovery of immune cell markers in disease prevention, diagnosis, treatment, and prognosis. His current paper related to COVID-19 immunity has been published in 2020. Therefore, he is the best person who can provide answer on how to increase the immunity status during COVID-19 pandemic. Without further ado, please join us in welcoming Prof. Lin Chiu Fong. Prof. Lin, you have 20 minutes for presentation.
Okay, thank you. So it's clear. Okay, thank you for Dr. Narina. Thanks for your kind introduction. So could you please show my slide or control by myself?
Okay, the committee, please. The committee, please. A minute, Prof. The committee of, okay, it's now.
Okay, so I control by myself. It's okay, yeah. So it's clear for my slide?
Clearly seen, Prof. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. So thanks to the committee organizer for inviting me to join the excellent conference and welcome you to join this lecture. So today my topic is how to increase the immunity status during the COVID-19 pandemic. So first I will share the basics and the advanced knowledge about the current understanding in COVID-19, particularly in infection and immunity. So any questions raised from this lecture are welcome. In addition, you can contact me by email anytime. So all of you will agree on the requirement for the face masks during the COVID-19 pandemic. In Taiwan, people may easy to get a face mask by using the map of the face mask created by the government. So you can buy it in our pharmacy store everywhere. So actually, due to the regulation of face mask, other infections are also reduced. So now we know much about the preventive strategies against the infectious disease. So about this lecture, I will share with you the content list here. For viral classification, so we have the DNA and RNA viruses. So coronavirus belong to the enveloped positive sense RNA virus. As you can see here, it's close to the flavivirus and the Tuga virus. As the positive sense RNA virus, its genome can translate the viral protein quickly after infection within the cells. Besides the membrane protein, it contains additional surface protein named envelope protein, such as spike. So spike protein is the very major target for developed vaccine. So as we know, SARS coronavirus 2 caused the COVID-19. Before COVID-19 caused an outbreak, there are two pathogenic COVIDs, including SARS coronavirus, as identified in 2002, and the MERS coronavirus, as identified in 2012. All of the identified coronavirus all cause acute and chronic respiratory disease named coronavirus disease 2019, COVID-19. So at the beginning of the COVID-19 spread, scientists and the epidemiologists try to understand the novel cause of the severe acute respiratory syndrome. On December 8, 2019, China reported the first patient developed Wuhan COVID symptoms. At the end of the January 2020, over 122 death cases are reported. So on February 11, 2020, Committee ICTV named the virus SARS-CoV-2 and the WHO caused disease COVID-19. So on March 11, 2020, WHO finally defined the COVID-19 as a pandemic. So 9 months later, over 1 million deaths are confirmed. As you can see in this slide, only 3 months after the outbreak, SARS coronavirus 2 caused 1 million infections. The infection trend is below the high risk of an outbreak in the world. Until now, SARS coronavirus 2 caused a pandemic infection and over 188 million cases, and the 4 million deaths related to the COVID-19 have confirmed. All of you should have potential and high pressure on this outbreak. Indeed, the world has changed by this COVID-19 outbreak. While we review the year in 2020, the impact of COVID-19 is too huge to control well. COVID-19 increased the new poor in this world because COVID-19 caused an economic downturn. After that, COVID-19 influenced the debt burden, while the migrants are sent less money home. For prevention, this outbreak changed the mode of business and jobs. It increased the cost of healthy care due to the preventive process. In education, COVID-19 caused closing classroom, alternative internet inequalities may alter the mode of learning strategies. Gender destination may be affected by the COVID-19. Overall, COVID-19 increased the millions more without the meals. For social impact, it caused the fragilities, conflict, and violence to regulate this outbreak. So although most of the impact of COVID-19 limit the regular maintenance of life, it also caused accessibility opportunities to the new world. In the simple word, COVID-19 changed us and the world. To identify the new cause of SARS, the scientists used the megagenomic RNA sequencing and the virus isolation from bronchoalveolar lavage fluid samples from patients with severe pneumonia. They finally identified the SARS-CoV-2. Using the electronic microscope observation, the virion carry the chrome structure as coronavirus family. So as shown in this cartoon, an RNA virus carrying the envelope protein, so-called spike protein, as we have known. These spike proteins are required to interact with the host cell molecules. So in general, the vaccine development is designed for targeting the spike. As a novel beta coronavirus, SARS-CoV-2 shares the 79% genome sequence identity with the COVID-1 and 50% with the MERS-CoV. So by the phylogenetic analysis of SARS coronavirus 2, the genome is mainly close to the bat coronavirus. Thus, the origin of SARS coronavirus is different from SARS coronavirus 1. So as I mentioned above, SARS coronavirus 2 causes a high transmissible infection. One possibility is that the variant is active on its surface protein spike compared to SARS coronavirus 1. Basically, variant spike shows the high interactivity with its host receptor ACE2. In contrast to the SARS coronavirus 1, SARS-CoV-2 is highly transmissible. Based on the distribution of the receptor expression, many ACE2 expressing organs are the main target of SARS coronavirus 2. This may explain how SARS-CoV-2 directly causes the possible pathogenic effects in these target organs. Now I will show you with the virion generation and the life cycle of the SARS-CoV-2 through an ACE2 mediated viral binding and endocytosis. The virus fills with the plasma membrane and then uncoats to release its RNA genome for direct translation and polyprotein processing. To make it possible for direct translation, the RNA genome is incorporated with the ER and replicates its genome for RNA synthesis. After polyprotein process, viral structural proteins and the secrete outside, viral structural protein can assemble with the RNA genome to form a new virion and secrete outside the host cell by exocytosis. So as an emergent infectious disease, SARS coronavirus 2 caused the COVID-19, characterized by the significant clinical features and the common symptoms, including fever, fatigue, and the dry cough. In general, most people show the signs of the disease after an incubation period of 1 to 14 days, most commonly around 5 days. So before the disease onset, actually, no significant symptoms are present. However, around 5 days post-infection, over 80% of cases show common signs, and around 20% of cases possibly develop severe SARS-related disorders, including dyspnea, ARDS, and multi-organ failures. Most importantly, older men over 60 years old with comorbidities are most likely to develop the severe respiratory disease that requires hospitalization. The typical COVID-19 can be diagnosed by the chest X-ray. However, as compared to the healthy, radio images show the extensive interstitial and the air space obstructions. In biopsy analysis, histopathological change in patients with COVID-19 occurred mainly in the lung, including hemorrhage, alveolar damage, thrombosis, metaplasia, and mucormycosis. So to detect the coronavirus antigen in the lung, immunohistochemistry assay showed the viral antigen majorly in the lungs. A direct damage and the indirect cellular dysfunction caused by the virus may contribute to the SARS disorders in the lung. So after the disease onset, the SARS coronavirus 2 viral load in upper respiratory tract sample are already highest during the first week of symptom, so it's highly transmissible. Several transmissible routes may facilitate coronavirus 2 infection, including airborne and droplet mediate. It may directly and indirectly cause the subsequent infection in susceptible individuals in the community and everywhere. One of the clinical symptoms present in ocular is significant but rare. The evidence of SARS coronavirus infection on the ocular surface has been demonstrated by the viral measurement. Marked conjunctivitis can be observed in this case with pneumonia as diagnosis by the chest X-ray. So face mask is quite important to prevent the viral attachment. So for pathogenesis of COVID-19, once the infection in the respiratory tract, the virus is replicated within the alveolar epithelial cell and the infected immune cell, particularly the macrophage. During viral infection and replication, cell activation followed by the inflammatory response are triggered. Many cytokine chemokines are overproduced, so-called cytokine storm. They will affect the ARDS and the acute lung injury. So cytokine storm may cause a significant risk of ARDS and death in older people with pre-existing disease. So following the ARDS acute lung injury, multi-organ failure may be occurred. It causes the fatal effects. So we believe the early diagnosis is crucial for controlling the COVID-19. As you know, diagnosis is the key to prevention and therapy. So for virus detection, isolated and purified viral RNA and proteins can be detected by using RT, quantitative PCR, and immunological approaches. For viral immunity measurement, body fluid, body liquid, and the blood samples can detect the antibody response. So as we have known, the chest CT also contribute to the major rapid diagnosis of COVID-19. So I will share you about the therapeutics of the COVID-19. So serum therapy and the monoclonal antibody treatment are used to neutralize the virus. Adaptive immune therapy and the cell therapy are used to balance and repair the abnormal immunity and the tissue organ damage. In addition, antiviral drugs, decoy the biomolecules, and the nanomedicine are also used to inhibit the SARS coronavirus infection. However, they are not generally provide effective therapeutics for COVID-19 or antiviral against the SARS coronavirus in clinical use. So until now, only one antiviral drug has been approved by FDA, Remdesivir, an inhibitor of RNA-dependent RNA polymerase. Effectively reduce viral replication, but not significantly reduce COVID-19 disease progression. So timing is the key for treatment. So as we have known, the host protection is made by the generation of a homeostatic immunity. Conversely, an excessive immunity may cause inflammation, hypersensitivity, and autoimmunity. So in general, we need the good immunity, but not high immunity. In our immune system, the interaction of the innate immunity and the adaptive immunity are required for the immunity against the virus infection. So as shown in this figure, you can find a lot of the immune cells involved in the regulation of the immunity. I want to show you about the vaccine status. You know the herd immunity. Vaccine is the effective against the infectious disease. For herd immunity, most people receiving vaccination to generate the antiviral immunity against infection. This will also cause protection in unvaccinated people from further infection. Yes, we need the COVID-19 vaccine now. Until now, there are 17 vaccines available that have been approved by the FDA currently. Additionally, we will have more choice to take safe and effective vaccine for boost. To control the COVID-19, the several vaccines are developed, including the viral vector, genetic vector, attenuate vector, inactivated vector, via protein-based and repurposed vaccine. In general, targeting viral structural protein spike is essential for neutralizing virus infection. So the first two FDA approval vaccines are RNA virus-based, mRNA-based genetic vaccine. AZ vaccine used the adenovirus-based subunit nucleic acid component. There are 3 inactivated vaccines made by China. Different approaches are made for generating the potential vaccines as listed in this table. So as you may know, vaccination is protected. However, vaccines are not always available to all countries. I mean, it is not used for all people at a short time. For example, until now, only a few countries received complete vaccination during the COVID-19 pandemic. In this figure, in Indonesia, perhaps only 14% of people received the vaccine now. The first question is, when will our countries be fully covered from the COVID-19 pandemic? According to the economic analysis, different countries show the different time frames. Therefore, we need to defeat for a long time. Okay. In summary of the new variant of the virus, what we have known, multiple variants of the virus that cause the COVID-19. So all of the variants are circulating globally and spread more easily and quickly and increase the risk of death, affect its ability to be recognized by antibodies. Until now, US, UK, South Africa, Japan, India, and Brazil has identified a different variant. These variants may cause the difficulty in developing antiviral drug and the vaccine. So in brief, for personal preventive behaviors, we should know the application of the vaccination, keep physical distancing, use mask, keep hands hygiene, and maintain essential isolation and the quantity after travel. In addition, nutrition obtained from our natural food is essential to moderate the immunity against COVID-19 before and after vaccination. So many factors can affect immunity. Okay, so you may consider how to improve your life and the environmental control to increase your immunity. So in severe dengue, in severe COVID-19 case, obesity and chronic disease, including diabetes, hypertension, CVS disorder, and pulmonary dysfunction, are the major issue contributing to the COVID-19 progression. So in simple words, the immunity is reduced in these susceptible people. So yes, your life behavioral strategies by processing the moderate intensity activities are suitable for preventing COVID-19 infection. Please note the exercise dose to reduce the infection risk. So I mean the good exercise activity, not so high exercise activity. An announcement from the Singapore Health Department shows that excessive activity should be avoided after the COVID-19 vaccination. It just said that moderate activities may increase the immunity. So most importantly, using a simple way to increase the antiviral immunity is to make healthy food such as hydroponic in your daily life. Experts will recommend healthy food to eat and announce what things to avoid before and after vaccination. Okay. Yeah, it's my talk. Thanks for your attention. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Prof. Lin, for incredible presentation. And for the participants who are keen to ask questions to Prof. Lin, please kindly type your question at the Q&A box. Thank you, Prof. Lin, and I ask you apology for what I'm doing, interrupting in the middle of giving introductions about you. Thank you. And now we need to proceed to our third speaker. And I'm so delighted to introduce our next speaker. She is one of my colleagues whom I haven't met for years, and I'm so happy to hear her successful journey and meet her again at this forum. Her name is Nurse Diah Ika Krisnawati, Sarjana Keperawatan, Magister of Science, PhD. She is a lecturer at Dharma Husada Nursing Academy, Kediri. She is also guest lecturer of Universitas Nahdlatul Ulama Surabaya. She obtained bachelor degree, including residency from program from nursing program, Faculty of Medicine, Brawijaya University in 2005, and Master of Medical Science from Faculty of Medicine, Universitas Airlangga in 2012. Then she obtained PhD degree from Graduate Institute of Medical Science, Taipei Medical University, majoring in immunology and microbiology, focusing in inflammation and autoimmunity. She has many international publications, including one published in Nature, and has received multiple grants and scholarships from Indonesia and Taiwan. She is also a reviewer of several national and international journals. And apart from her academic activities, she is now the CEO of Klinik Beasiswa website and often invited to be speaker at community forum, bringing certain topics of immunity and of course about hydroponics. That's why many participants now are waiting for your presentation. And without further ado, please join us in welcoming Nurse Diah Ika Krisnawati SCAP, Magister of Science, PhD. Your time is 20 minutes for presentation.
Okay, so my voice is clear enough, Dr. Norina?
Very clear.
Okay, thank you. First of all, I would like to say thank you to Dr. Norina for introducing about me. And also, I also would like to say thanks to Airlangga University, especially for medicine faculty who would like to invite our institution to join this community service project by using the grant from the Airlangga University. And this time, so it's time for me to present my presentation. Thank you. So I would like to share my PPT first. Okay. Is it anyone can see my PPT? Okay, so my presentation today is about hydroponics and its benefit for the immunity. This is one of the program in the international and national community service collaboration from Airlangga University and the Dharma Husada Nursing Academy. I'm sorry, I cannot show my slides, so I don't know what happened.
You cannot choose presentation view.
Okay, I cannot close my views here. Okay, maybe just to like this.
Yeah, I think it's already clear enough, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
You may start.
So at first, at the beginning, maybe Dr. Asra already mentioned about the hydroponics as one of hydroponic plantation or cultivation as one of activity during we are doing like working from home or stay at home activity in the last 1.5 year in Indonesia, and also previously this it also can be one of commercial product for the farmer, Indonesian farmer nowadays. For the experiencing about the hydroponic plantation, as the partner of this project, also with this hydroponic garden, actually is belong to our garden here, me and my husband. It's already do this hydroponic plantation system for about 2 years, and that's why I confident to say here that hydroponic plantation is one of the alternative of the healthy food, a healthy vegetable that can be the alternative that we can consume to increasing our immunity. Yeah. From here, like I stated before, that we already do stay at home activity in the last 1.5 year, but during this time we also can manage everything from home as well. We can do like our regular activity every day, just like what Dr. Lin said previously, that we still can do any activity, regular activity, and it can be improves our immune system. And also there are suggestions from some physician that we could consume more vitamin or multivitamins to increase our immunity to prevent from the viral or bacterial infection. And also we need to maintain our sleep time, so we should have enough sleep every day. And also maybe we can do some relaxation activity every days. And also we need more sunshine exposure, maybe to increase the vitamin D metabolism to increasing our immune level as well. And last but not least here, about the food what we take every day is also have the crucial function to increase our immunity. Maybe here I would like to share one video who will mention about how important is food that we eat every day to improve our immunity. Okay.
Any problem?
No, I would like to share a video. So you can see the video, Dr. Narina?
Not yet, but we can wait. No worry.
Oh, wait. Okay. Okay, you can see now.
Yeah, very clear.
Okay.
But is there any audio? Budi?
Yes.
I think we cannot hear the audio of the video.
Oh, you cannot hear the video. Okay, maybe I can explain
Yeah,
about this. Yeah. Okay, I will begin from the beginning. Okay, it's this video is mention about the connection between the immune system and the nutrition for our health. So this video said that 70% of the immune system is located in the gut, and there are seven nutrients that really important for this. For example, our antibodies made from protein, and also can get the protein from everything we eat. The vitamin C can defend us from the microorganism attack, and it can the source of it can be from this kind of vegetable. And then vitamin A is necessary for the system in our body, and it's the sources will be in egg, fish, and spinach. And also vitamin E will be prevent the disruption of the cell membranes from the virus attack. And the resources from the almond, vegetable oil, and avocado. And the vitamin C, vitamin D, it's crucial for the lymphocyte, the neutrophils. Yeah, it's too fast. And then zinc, that will be important for our immune cells. In beans, shellfish, and nuts. And also omega-3 can be prevent from the inflammation process. And also walnuts, chia seed, and then fish can be provide that minerals. Okay, so every single bite is make a difference. Okay, thank you. From Abbott Studio. Okay, we back to the slide now. Yeah, so from the video, they mentioned to us that what we eat will have really a big impact to our immunity. Okay, we focus on the nutrition or the food that we eat every day. So I put this this pyramid from Puskesmas Melati 2 Sleman presentation. So the main resource of the food that's very good for us to increase our immunity is we can get from the vegetables, but we also need to fulfill another types of the ingredients in our food. And in here, I would like to mention that what is actually the food that we can say it's healthy for our body. So it means the healthy food can be consumed every day. So there are many process, many steps that the food will happen to the food resource before we consume every day. It's including the planting process, probably for the food resource that come from the plants, and also we can make some consideration about how to do the packaging and the storage of the product. And also we can also give the attention to the cooking process, because many of nutritionists say that the cooking process will be affected, whether the minerals or vitamins or whatever inside the food that we will consume, that will be still in there, or that will be lost. Yeah. In here, I would like to focus on the planting process, because we're talking about the hydroponics. So this is the planting process. We will talk more in here, and I would like to introduce about the hydroponic plantation. Hydroponic plantation is one of the system that nowadays many people do this system, because one of the reason is the hydroponic plantation we can do in every place, in everywhere, whether we have a huge place, or whether we just have a very limited land in our home. Because the system we can make like this, the vertical, we call this a vertical garden. So it really save the land, or the land we need, yeah, to do the hydroponic plantation. Okay, a little introduction about the hydroponic plantation process. So the definition of it, Maybe if all the participants or the panelists will can join the second day's webinar tomorrow, that will be more talking about the hydroponic plantation, the process, and how we do the marketing on it. There will be more information tomorrow. Okay, a little bit from me today. So the definition about the hydroponic plantation is one of the cultivation or planting system that using water. So we don't use any soil here. So we just use water, and we will put some nutrients inside the water. So nutrients that the plants need. So that will be different from the plants, the leaf vegetable and the fruit vegetable. That will be different mineral or different nutrition needs in the water. And the system also save water, can save water. So we have do some of mini research here that we comparing whether when we do the plantation by using soil or water, and we can make conclusion that this hydroponic use less water than the conventional one. And also the system can increasing the absorption of oxygen to the plant's root, so it will be make the growth of the plants will be better. Yeah, because the oxygen level is maintained. And then also it can be safe the ecosystem. There are many reasons why I say the system is safe of ecosystem. I will maybe later I will mention, but a little bit information here, because in the hydroponic in the community we already have some motto that we don't use any chemical ingredients, maybe to make the plants going harvesting faster than their age, or maybe make the fruits becoming bigger than the normal one, or maybe some hormone maybe. Or we also do not need to add more chemical fertilizer, because the nutrition inside the water that we provide for the system is enough to the plant's growth. And also here we in hydroponic system we don't need any chemical pesticides, so that it's forbidden for us to make to give the chemical pesticides. So we make a kind of non-chemical pesticides. I will mention that later. And many benefits we have also. So this is one of it, is the solution to fulfill food security, especially for the people here now when we stay at home, and maybe the people, some of people cannot do their work during this time and cannot afford cannot afford many of their needs every day because of this how to say, lockdown activity or work from home activity. Yeah, so by producing this this kind of vegetable product, yeah, they can increasing the income of the family. And also because this system can be done in very limited land, so everybody can do this at home. And who is interested to this program? So either urban community and rural community now already do the hydroponic plantation system, because it's easier to handle. It's more easier to handle comparing with the conventional one. Okay, this is the first reason why this this kind of plant by using hydroponic system is healthy, because like I stated before, that we provide enough nutrition need by the plants. So we have the formula how to make the water to that used to watering in the system, in the hydroponic system. And also we maintain besides we maintain about the nutrition inside the the nutrition soluble in the water, we also pay attention in the water pH and also raw water concentration, because it will be affected in the capability of the roots to absorb the nutrition. And the next slide, like I said before, that of course there will be many pests will attack our plants or our garden, grasshopper, and then caterpillar, and then this is a white list, white list in the leaf of the vegetable. And also this is live miners is a kind of fly that they will put their eggs in the leaf of the vegetable, that will be make the chlorophyll will be they eat the chlorophyll, so the plant will not can do the photosynthesis as well. This is many kind of pests that we face in every season. And like I said before, that we do not use the chemical pesticide. Instead of using the chemical pesticide, we use the organic pesticides, and also we use the traditional trap, the yellow trap. We can get this yellow trap in the agriculture store in here. So the fly that will be attracted by the color of the yellow color, and they will come to this trap instead of the vegetable, instead of the plants. And for the organic pesticide, usually it's very simple to make. Actually, we can make like the water fermentation water from the garlic and yam tuber, and also we can make the juice from mimba leaf. This is mimba leaf. I don't have any idea whether it's provided in Taiwan or Japan, but it's easily can find in Indonesia. Also, there are many books, guidance books about how to make the organic pesticide that we can get from the bookstores. And also, if we don't have time to do that all to make that's all organic pesticide, also we can find the commercial organic pesticide in the agriculture shop. Okay, this is what I mentioned before, that to maintain the capability of the plants to absorb nutrition well, so we should have checked the dissolved particles inside the water by using the TDS meter. So it will measure about the total particles. Total particles here means the nutrition soluble in the water. And then also we use the pH meter to maintain the pH of the water. And it's also like I stated before, that the pH will be affected in the capability of the ability of the roots to absorb the nutrition. So the pH should be between 0.5 to 7. And about the ppm, so we mentioned the dissolved particle inside the water with the ppm, part per millions. So in every single vegetable, they have their own ppm to growth. There are some differences here, and also they have I think for the pH they will be similar, but for the ppm they have some of variety in there. So usually we will put the same vegetable in one system. So we have we divide it in some group for the vegetable. Okay, for the summary of my talk today, yes, I can say that the hydroponic can provide us can provide us a healthy food to our family, and it's easy to do at home, whether we have just limited land. And I can claim that this is healthy because we don't need any chemical product beside the nutrition the plants need. So we don't need any growth hormone, maybe we don't need any chemical pesticide here to maintain the vegetable growth. So this is my presentation. Thank you for the attention. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you, Dika, for the nice presentation. And it's kind of mind-blowing for me because I know that you must be busy with doing teaching and research, but now you show that in the middle of your activity, you are able to manage your hydroponic garden at your own house.
Okay,
Great.
so maybe I will add one more thing, that is doing the hydroponic plantation system is not very difficult, because we don't need to stay in the garden all days like the conventional farmer. We just need to check, because the system already we already provide the system that we just can check maybe in the morning and in the afternoon. So that's why this is very easy to maybe in the second days tomorrow, Mr. Widodo will tell us how easy this system we can do everywhere.
Oh, great.
Yeah,
Such
Dr.
an
Norina.
inspiration for all of us. And of course, for the participants who are very keen to ask questions to Bu Ika, please write down your question at the Q&A box, and later we will discuss it at the discussion session. And this time, I'd like to welcome and introduce our honored speaker, Professor Masaki Kita, PhD. He is from Nagoya, Japan. He received his PhD in 2005 from Nagoya University. In 2001, while in graduate school, he was promoted to be an assistant professor at the Graduate School of Science, Nagoya University. Then he moved to the Graduate School of Pure and Applied Sciences, University of Tsukuba in 2007, where he was promoted to Associate Professor in 2011. In 2017, he became a professor at the Graduate School of Bioagricultural Sciences, Nagoya University. He has been honored with several awards, including the Chemical Society of Japan Award for Young Chemist in 2011, and the Commendation for Science and Technology by MEXT, the Young Scientist Prize in 2015. His research is directed at the diverse natural products that regulate biologically and physiologically intriguing phenomena on the basis of bioorganic chemistry. Therefore, I believe that he will fluently present the topic of natural product prospect for human health through description on his extensive research works. Without further ado, please join us in welcoming Professor Masaki Kita, PhD.
Thank you very much. Are you hearing? Okay.
Very clear, Prof.
Okay. Thank you. And I appreciate everyone for inviting me to this very interesting international webinar symposium. So I'm Masaki Kita from Nagoya University, Japan. Nagoya, Japan is now starting Tokyo Olympic Games and also causing the very severe COVID problems. But I hope everyone is well. Okay, so I share with my slide just a moment. Okay, and I will start my presentation. This is the topic of today. So I'm a natural product chemist and trying to find a very interesting, unique molecules for medical treatment or other chemical treatments for any scientific studies. Okay, so I share with you several representative natural products. So I draw the several marine toxins. As you may know, the marine animals and invertebrates produce very potent toxins, and sometimes it causes a very severe food poisoning, or the marine diver will die if this some animal attacked. As I show, these molecules are shown the interesting the pharmacological tools, because this shows targets the specific enzymes or ion channel blockers. The most important point is how we discover such the very interesting molecules. This comes from the traditional medicine or any interaction with the international research collaborations. The next example is a kind of drug and a kind of poison. The red one is cyanic acid, the very old this ingredient of parasite. This is a kind of the drug isolated from this the marine algae in Okinawa. This is a traditional medicine. In the case of this left one is very beneficial for human, but the right one, the domoic acid is a poison. This is the food poisoning from bivalve in especially the very bad conditions like in the Tokyo Bay. So this shellfish produce domoic acid because accumulation for any bacterium. Very interesting is the target is the same. The target is glutamate. Why this two molecule is activity is so much different, but the target is the same. This is a still very mysterious part of in the case of the natural products chemistry, but these diverse natural products result in the high development in the neuroscience field. Why this glutamate? I show this answer in this yellow part is glutamic acid. Okay, the next one is the commercially available drugs from the sea. Okay, the next one is a holotoxin, a kind of the saponin, steroid, and the polysaccharide is connected. And this main constituent is including in the sea cucumber. In Japanese is the namako. This sea cucumber is available as a powder, frozen powder, and this is used for the antifungal drug. The right one is this is anti-tumor drug. This is very important for the drug from the for the cancer. Name is ecternacizine 743. This was produced by Marine Asia, and this ascidian was previously tried the large-scale cultivation by European countries, but this was unsuccessful because European sea is sea temperature is not high. But the cultivation or extracts itself of the marine animals or invertebrates could be possible the interesting drugs. So another example is the most developed anti-tumor agent. Name is original natural product name is Halichondrin B. Now the company Eisai produced the halaben is now approved by the FDA and this is a very common as an anti-tumor drug in the breast cancer treatment. The halaben is not come from the marine animals or cultivated ones. The organic synthetic chemist completely synthesized this halaben molecule by the organic synthesis. When we discover the interesting natural products, but sometimes this natural product is not available so much. But once we develop the very important field, the medicinal scientist, drug discovery can be provided. There is a very interesting, the structurally simplified or optimized molecule can be utilized as anti-tumor drugs. So the discovery of original interesting molecule is very important. This is not drug, but this is I show you this interesting serendipity study in natural products. Maybe as you know, GFP is green fluorescence protein. GFP was originally discovered by Professor Osamu Shimomura in 1960s. Why he discovered this GFP? This has a very interesting story. Originally, he tried to find the fluorescence molecule, and this echolin was discovered in the blue color jellyfish from the jellyfish. But he discovered, he focused on why this fluorescence color is turned on, this color is in the green when extract is in jellyfish. As a result, the GFP was discovered as a side product. Okay, this is merely the green fluorescence protein, no functions, no characteristics, but the other biological biochemists or medicinal scientists and professors Sharkey and Chen result in the development of the GFP gene, and the expression in the GFP fluorescent protein result in the high impact in the field of medicinal science and other diagnostics. So one molecule could change the world. This is a kind of the game change molecule. Therefore, we have tried to discover the interesting molecule from the viewpoint of the interesting phenomena. This is my original project, and I show you the several interesting molecule today from the marine natural products. But this slide shows the my generous work because this including not the marine animals. I'm very interested in the neurotoxins from the terrestrial moths. Also, the very interested in the marine symbiosis. Focus on this symbiosis. As you may know, the tropical and subtropical marine invertebrates have the many relationships as a symbiotic relationships with dinoflagellate or very small ones. When this symbiotic relationship is gone, okay, this bleaching is occurred. This bleaching results in the host animal jellyfish is die without photosynthetic products. So how to manage the photosynthesis and the symbiotic system? This is very important in the environment for the marine sciences. So to find the interesting molecule from the nature and how to characterize these molecules, the completely the different and the interdisciplinary research is required. Actually, I'm a chemist, but now I'm trying to identify the interesting molecules and collaborate with medicinal scientists. Also, I conduct the biological scientists. So our laboratory aims to every scientific result to ask the student to proceed to generate the interesting scientific result. Okay. My topic includes two topics, including the anti-inflammatory, anti-obesity agent, and another one is the anti-tumor agent. So first, this inflammation, as you may know, you have some problem in the anytime inflammation. This causes the global health because chronic inflammation is every time occurred, and this is strongly related to any patients or any the problems, likely the cancer, hay fever, rheumatoid arthritis. This causes the problem, severe problems. So the anti-inflammatory agent is a generally very important issue too, and we have tried from the marine natural products. I show you the stiristatin A, the cyclic peptide isolated from Papua New Guinean marine sponge. Previously, my doctoral student come from the Papua New Guinea. He tried to isolate and identify the interesting new molecules, and to result in find this cyclic peptide. Actually, this peptide contains only the simple 4 kinds of L-amino acids, and this cyclic, but there is a little functional groups. As a first, we are not so much interested in, but during the synthesis and during the conventional study, we developed interesting functions, anti-inflammatory functions, especially developed the side product or the derivatives of the original natural products. This shows the activity of anti-inflammatory activity and the EC50 values. EC50 value, effective concentration value, is the mean of the anti-inflammatory effects, and the IC50 value is cytotoxicity. This is a toxic. So the small value of EC50 and the larger value of this IC50 is the desired compound. During the developing the functional modification and the changing the amino acid from L amino acid to D amino acid, this kind of the modification is very simple, but we found the interesting the highly active derivatives from the original compound is the marine animals, but this developed is synthesized. This is proposed the conformation analysis of the two cyclic peptides. Why this D amino acid contained peptides has interesting. During the careful analysis and modification, we get this interesting result. This highly active compound has the different conformation from the original, and the two kinds of the major conformation was supported by calculations. So, and during this study, we encountered the very interesting activity of this named C13A cyclic peptide derivative. During this, we conducted the anti-inflammatory, obesity assay was conducted using the murine pre-adipocyte cells. This side, adipocyte, pre-adipocyte differentiated into the mature adipocyte, and any fat is accumulated. And this fat accumulation was observed by coloring analysis using the oil-red oil stain. So you find this matured cells. Our molecule very strongly inhibited the accumulation of the fat in this pre-adipocyte cells, inhibit the differentiation of this pre-adipocyte. Also, this mature adipocyte is decreasing their fat by the treatment of this our compound. So this is a rare example that this small molecule, small cyclic peptides cause both activity, anti-inflammatory and adipocyte differentiation inhibitions. This is a mechanism of the anti-inflammatory generation in the mechanisms. We conducted using the lipopolysaccharide to stimulate these cells. And after this, the cyto signaling pathways are activated, and finally, the nitric oxide, NO, is produced. This causes inflammation. We clearly established this cytokines, just those inflammations. These cytokines are clearly reduced by the treatment with our small cyclic peptides. Also, the expression of the inducible NO synthase. This is shows this NO production relationship. So this inos is clearly inhibited by the treatment with our compound. So now we are trying to characterize why the cyclic peptide shows an interesting activity in the both macrophage and this fat cells. Okay, the last topic is our interesting molecule, marine aprilonin A, as a macrocyclic molecule that shows a very potent anti-tumor activities. This molecule was originally isolated from the sea hare Aprilia species. This Aprilia is anytime we can find in all over in Japan, also all in the world. This Aprilia is accumulates some toxins based on the food relationships. So this molecule has highly potent cytotoxicity, and this also causes the anti-tumor effect. The primary target is actin, the cytoskeletal protein, but still this mechanism of the reaction was not established. So this is a scheme for the isolation scheme of the Aprilia from Aprilia. Aprilonin molecule was successfully, but the very tiny amount can be obtained from 26 kilogram Aprilia species. My student tried to isolate this small molecule, this interesting molecule from this by using column chromatography, but large scale marine animal only produce very, very small amount of these precious molecules. Still, we now continuing how this molecule shows this interesting activity for the future development of the drug discoveries. Okay, sorry. So I showed you the previous study on the aprionids. This molecule was isolated in 1993, and until 2006, colleagues tried to synthesize the partial structure of the aprionids to develop the mechanism, clarify the mechanism of actions. Left part, macrocyclic moiety. This shows no activities. Right part, this side chain. This causes the actin depolymerizing activity. This decomposes the actin cytoskeleton. But this we cannot establish why this target is effective. The second example, this is aprionid C, isolated from the same marine Apricia species. The both two compounds are cytotoxic, but affectivity is very highly different, around 1,700 times. This aprionid A, top molecule, is more potent. The difference of only the presence of this one amino acid modification. We call this a trimethylserine ester, TMS serine esters, this modification activities. But during the treatment of this actin cytoskeleton, both two compounds show the similar activities. This means we cannot explain clearly why this natural aprionid causes very potent activities and shows the anti-tumor effect by treatment with normal cellular analysis. So we have tried what is a true target? What happened in this interesting molecule? So one successful example was this is the formation of the photo affinity probes. We call the chemical probe as a slightly modified chemical probes. This is photoreacting group. Name is diazine. Very striking molecule, but this can be decomposed by the UV irradiation to form this carbene. This carbene can covalently bind to the targeted proteins. So this is an original aprionid target molecule. This has, and also this is a detecting group, diazine group, and this also shows the activities. So photo-labeling experiments result in we successfully detected the secondary target molecule along as action. So this is a target molecule, is secondary target also photo-labeled. So this mass analysis of the target molecule will result in the discovery of tubulin. This is also a secondary famous the cytoskeletal proteins. This is the in vivo and in vitro labeling study only the presence of the two kinds of the cytoskeletal protein. Our molecule clearly photo-labeled in the both molecules. Only this microtubule protein tubulin, no labeling will occur. Thus, both the tubulin and actin are interacted with our interesting small molecule, aprionid A. This is a general slide from the textbooks. So this is a microtubule. Microtubule is a very important cytoskeletal structure and very important for the mitosis. This is contained in the tubulin, alpha and beta tubulin heterodimers. This was gathered and formed the microtubule. The dynamics between the microtubule and this alpha beta tubulin heterodimers has equilibrium. The equilibrium dynamics is strongly regulated by a cellular system. Also, the many anti-tumor agents, paclitaxel, vinblastins, and eribulins, this kind of the anti-tumor agent inhibit the dynamics of the microtubule systems. So to establish our molecule, so we conducted many experiments. I omit the detailed experiments, but we clearly demonstrated that our small molecule aprionid A has interacted both actin and tubulin to form the ternary complex, as with a molecular weight of 150 kilodalton. This is a very important biochemical experiment, and also we established the protein-protein interaction by the surface plasmon resonance analysis. As a result, So this small molecule aprilin A inhibits the tubulin dynamics. This was established by the careful observation of the cell, tumor cell mitosis. So the normal phase is the bottom. This is a M phase, the mitosis stage, and the green color suggests the this contains the tubulin. This the cellular division and the mitosis is regularly occurred, but aprilin A, the active molecule, inhibit this mitosis at a very small concentration, but still this molecule do not affect the actin cytoskeletal dynamics shown in the red color. The small weaker molecule aprilin C only active at 100 nanomolar. This causes the actin cytoskeleton is decomposed, but still the mitosis cellular system do not affect it. It means that our small molecule can inhibit the both actin and tubulin cytoskeletal systems. So this contains many complicated systems, but when we look at the simply characterize and many write the textbooks, okay, this molecule is a kind of the group of the actin targeted molecules. However, the tool mechanism is completely different. When we try to characterize these diverse natural products, we could find the interesting secondary targets or another effect to demonstrate to develop to the very interesting new scientifically important and industry important molecules. So we have tried to identify the interesting natural products and also try to find the related molecules. In summary, I have talked about the two interesting molecules discovered in our laboratory researching A. Also, the mode of action study of the aprilin way was established. Both two animals is our marine vertebrates comes from the tropical or subtropical sea. This is a worldwide animals. So this kind of animal could produce interesting molecule, and we could find by the high collaboration with the many international studies. Especially in Indonesia, I have many students collaborate and researchers at Indonesia, and I am very glad to talk about it with you. So in summary, I have a summary. I acknowledge many collaborators in our laboratories, also the related studies. Also, I acknowledge the foundation from the Japanese government and the private foundations. Finally, I thank all members in our laboratories. My student Didi, also he kindly invited me this today's workshop. He come from the Mara, Indonesia. Also, another student, Fina, is now the bachelor student as a Global 30 international student who fully supported from the government. And she now trying just to join this our laboratories. Okay, thank you very much for your kind attention. I will finish this talk. Thank you.
Thank you, Prof. Masaki Kita, for the nice lecture. And now we're coming into discussion session. This time, I'd like to invite our panelists, Professor Dr. Indri Savitri, Dr. MS. She is the Professor of Medical Biochemistry from Department of Physiology and Medical Biochemistry, Faculty of Medicine, Universitas Airlangga. And then Dr. Anita Devi, Magister of Science. She is working at Sanglah General Hospital, Bali. Then Dr. Insinyur Asmiati Sahur, MP from Universitas Hasanuddin Makassar. And also Haji Muhammad Ali Effendi, SM, MMT. He is now the chairman of the Surabaya Chamber of Commerce and Industry. We know it as Kadin. And now first, I'd like to invite Bapak Haji Muhammad Ali Effendi, SM MMT, to give comments or question to Dr. Asra.
Hello.
Yeah,
My voice is clear?
Yeah, so clear, sir.
Okay, hello everyone. Thanks for having me here. I would like to introduce myself. My name is Andy, the chairman of Surabaya of Commerce and Industry with Dr. Asra. After listening and pay attention to the speaker, I believe the Medico-Entrepreneurship is one new perspective that interesting to be developed, and the implementation of the multidiscipline such as entrepreneurship with medicine is also the critical to increase quality of life. And well, there's so many proof that studies that Dr. Asra already stated that explain the business opportunity during the pandemic on the especially the hydroponics that have many benefits like environmental, social, even economics. And one of the study about the hydroponics and entrepreneurship by Souza and Binotto 2019, the research is called the economic viability for deploying hydroponics system in emerging countries. There are several takeaways from that research. First is, in addition of food security, hydroponics has a social and economic contribution. And the hydroponic also distinguished approach to treat the investment risk for specificities of the emerging countries. Third, based on that study, the initial investment for deploying the project was estimated around $89,653 with gross annual potential annual revenue with $100,933. And therefore, the investment project proposed in this study have economic viability, and the hydroponics can be attractive alternative to produce food in small properties. And the worldwide food production system has also have a great challenge to face over for the next few years to guarantee the food supply of our growing population in sustainable way, despite the technological development improving our industrial agriculture productivity. Issues such as land availability, seasonality, high water consumption, and carbon emission are in effect the main obstacles to preventing us from meeting food securities and sustainability for the target. Therefore, in my opinion, in order to reach that goal, it is possible to implement alternative farming methods such as especially increase agricultural output and reduce environmental impact. One of the solution is the hydroponics, and hopefully this seminar could discuss the pros and cons, the commercial of the hydroponics food production methods, both from environmental economics point of view. And based on the market, today the hydroponics industry is also the niche food production market, especially if you compare its characteristic against traditional agriculture. According to the Environmental Protection Agency from the US, total US crop production is worth around 143 billion, while the US hydroponics revenue has been estimated by 607 million. So therefore, this will not only happen in the US, it will continue as a worldwide trend. And the rising demand for the healthy eating and organic food, especially from developed country, are the key factor to foster this growth. Therefore, hopefully that's all that I could share with from the entrepreneurs and economics point of view. And thank you, Dr. Asra, for explaining. And it is very interesting opportunity from both medical and entrepreneurship perspective. Thank you.
Thank you, Bapak Ali Afandi. Dr. Asra, would you provide any comments for
Yes.
Ali?
Thank you, Mas Andi. He is much younger than me, but he was always my mentor. He is the chairman of
Dr.
our...
Asra, thanks for having me here.
Yes, yes, of course. Like I mentioned, more focus about this hydroponics opportunity business in a pandemic situation. There's three focus that it's really bit easier to understand that this is a real business opportunity. As you know that hydroponic is it's a business that easy to learn from family, from from millennial, something like that. It's also the cost is very affordable for installation, as I know. Yeah, and then of course limited land use. You can use it in your garden. Maybe you have some some land to use in your home. So I think I'm totally agree with with Mas Andi that this hydroponic can be a business opportunity for millennials during this pandemic, because yes, many various convenience it offers to us. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Asa, and also Pak Ali Afandi. One question for me, I think to Pak Ali Afandi, do you have any data about how is the hydroponic in Indonesia, especially in big cities? Yeah, how does it contribute to our economy right now? Do you have any data?
Unfortunately, I haven't researched that deep, but I'm doing research qualitatively, not quantitatively. Based on my research, most of my friends that during the lockdown or during the stay at home, they develop a new hobby. And most of them is develop the hydroponics to fulfill their needs, especially for their health, for increasing their health and immune. And also we know that the economic is having a great recession in Indonesia, and hydroponics can reduce the cost to living to consume for the hydroponics plants. So hopefully in the future, Kadin Surabaya, especially Dr. Asra, as the committee for the economic recovery, will research more deeply how's the hydroponics can affect or impact to the economic. But I have the data from the EPA that I already stated before, from the Environmental Protection Agency from the US, and that shows that the hydroponics shows the very efficient and effective could impact to the economic. And hopefully I could share the data with you. I will send through Dr. Asra after this. And there are so many studies that from the correlation, the multidiscipline within the medical and the entrepreneurship. And hopefully it will be used for all of us and inspire us to study it more, especially in Surabaya here.
Okay,
Thank
very
you,
great.
Mr. Nurina.
Thank you. Very good, Pak Andi. And now I would like to proceed to our second panelist. I'd like to invite Prof. Indri Savitri. Would you please provide any comments or question to Prof. Lim Chol Fong?
Thank you, Dr. Nurina, for introduce myself. Can you hear my voice?
Very clear, Prof.
It's clear?
Yes, very clear.
Okay. Prof. Siu Feng Lin from Taipei Medical University. Thank you for your interesting lecture about how to increase the immunity status during the COVID-19 pandemic. That very complete and clear, starting from the current understanding of SARS-CoV-2 to the immunity against COVID-19. However, there are some things that I need to further explanation. You say that early diagnosis is crucial for controlling COVID-19. How to do an early diagnosis and when to do it? Considering that most of the symptoms appear 5 days after contact, whether the examination of the person who has contact with the patient is carried out 5 days after the contact. For someone with positive real-time PCR, it is necessary to do a thorax photo or CT scan What are the criteria for the thorax photo or CT scan? And here it is said that COVID-19 therapy is serum therapy and can be treated with monoclonal antibody. Please explain about serum therapy, indication, and when to do serum therapy. For therapeutic monoclonal antibody, is the monoclonal antibody obtained from the plasma of people who have recovered from COVID-19? Please explain the indication for monoclonal antibody treatment. For the vaccine, in Indonesia, for health workers in general, they have been vaccinated 2 times with Sinovac. And now, to increase immunity for about 4 until 5 months after the second Sinovac vaccination, the third vaccination vaccinated with Moderna is used. Please explain your opinion about this. Maybe this is my question for Professor Chiu Feng Lin from Taipei Medical University. Thank you in advance for your answer about that. Thank you for Chiu Feng Lin.
Okay, thank you, Prof. Indri, for the very much question. Yeah, there are 3 questions. Prof. Lin, would you mind to answer the question directly? I think.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. So I try to answer the question. Actually, you raise a very critical issue around the lecture, actually. First of all, to answer the question about the rapid test for early diagnosis, I know every country's developed a different commercial available kit, or they designed by their self company to diagnose the viral. Actually, as we know, to develop the rapid test, in general, we should identify the very specific the viral antigen or viral component for detections. So as I know, in Taiwan, we have the diagnostic kit for rapid diagnosis. We call it viral protein detection. So after the swab, okay, we can detect the viral antigen quickly by the rapid test strip. So it takes maybe 15 minutes. We can understand whether the possible case is infected or not. Okay, is used for the early diagnosis. So what I want to say is the more early diagnosis is more early to handle the case for isolation or other processes we need it. Okay, so that is what I mean, the early diagnosis for prevention. So for the serum therapy about the monoclonal antibody, it's kind of the passive the immunity. So for vaccination, we know we inject the viral antigen or the inactivate the viral particle to generate the host immunity against the future infection, because our human system generate the antibody or the cell-mediated immunity against the infection. However, for some severe case, they need the very emergent medication. So the monoclonal antibody is designed for neutralize the virus immediately. So as I know, some countries develop the therapeutic antibodies, but at the beginning, for some emergent case, some people recovery from the natural infection, we know their serum contain the neutralizing antibody, so-called serum therapy. In some emergency situation, the serum is a promise and emergent medication strategies. Okay, so that is what I mean. To build the monoclonal antibody is some kind of alternative therapeutic selection choice for the future medication. And for the vaccination, you talk about the mixed vaccination. Am I right? You talk about the different kind of the vaccination. Actually, it needs the evidence in demonstrating the efficacy. I know some countries have developed the mixed vaccination. They provide a very strong immune response. To the immunologist, I suggest is a very strong strategy, because to our immune system, we need more strategy to recognize the antigen, not only for the same antigen we pushed again. Of course, they can enhance the immunity, but to me, if we can provide a different formula of the antigen, so we have more chance to recognize the viral antigen. So through the mRNA or the recombinant protein, even for the inactivated particle, that's the different strategy. But all of the different strategy just induce the whole host immunity to recognize the possible antigens. So we believe the mixed vaccination will induce more immune response against the viral infection. But in safety concern, some of countries actually, they did not allow the mixed vaccination because the evidence is not supported for their political regulation. But I think in immunological idea, it's just like a proof of concept. Yeah, it makes sense to use the different vaccination. Okay, that's my opinion. Yeah, thank you.
Professor Joe, how about thorax photo or CT scan? How about thorax photo sorry. What about thorax photo and CT scan? If someone with people with positive PCR, real-time PCR positive, all patients, it's necessary to do a thorax photo or CT scan. What are the criteria for the thorax photo or CT scan?
First of all, I'm not a clinical physician, but in my opinion, actually, my college talk about the clinical experiments to diagnosis of the COVID-19 patient. In addition to the viral antigen or viral nucleic acid detection, in general, during the pandemic, if some case with the pneumonia, they got the X-ray abnormal image data. Actually, they will recommend the case should need more the CT scan diagnosis. Actually, very high percentage of the patient, they are COVID-19 positive during the pandemic. So it's a very critical clinical medication process in Taiwan, as I know. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you,
Prof.
Thank you,
Dr. Nurina.
Yeah, welcome, Prof. And also to Prof. Lin for excellent answer. But now we need to proceed to the next panelist. I'd like to invite Dr. Anita Devi, Magister of Science. Would you please provide comment or question to Bu Ika Krisnawati, PhD?
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Nurina.
Welcome, Doc. It's nice to meet you again.
Nice to meet you again. That's happy to see both of you. Previously, I would like to thank you to all the presenters for all these inspiring presentations. We all absolutely agree that to survive beyond and during this pandemic, we should be more creative, more innovative, and more adaptive. And we can see so many growing up hydroponic plantations among urban community around us, not only for killing time during work from home, stay from home periods, but also for economic and health reason. People love to consume fruits, vegetables from their own garden. I have a question to Ibu Dia. I found an interesting thing about your presentation title, Hydroponic and its benefit for immunity. Could you explain me more? How can it be connected? Thank you.
Can I answer directly, Mbak Nurina?
Sure.
Okay, it's nice to meet you here, Dr. Anita. We meet again, finally. Okay, thank you for the response and for the question. So in my presentation, I just mentioned a little bit about the connection of it. Maybe the benefit of the hydroponics plantation for our immunity. Maybe I will a little bit talking about the process, how the hydroponic food can be stated as the healthy food again. Because at first I mentioned that the differences with the conventional one is hydroponic just use water as the media of the plant growth. So we don't need any soil, as we know that if inside the soil, actually there are many kinds of maybe bacteria or virus or maybe some worm inside the soil that can be affected to the growth of the plants. But by using the hydroponic, we just use water here, and also we can maintain the nutrition soluble inside the water. So we in here we make sure that inside the water there will be no virus, there will be no bacteria, there will be no worm will be affected in the growth of the hydroponic plantation or hydroponic vegetable plants. If the clean food we eat, that means that our body do not need to like more immune response to handle that. So maybe our liver do not need to do like the more detoxification of the food that we eat, probably. And that if there is no parasite, bacteria, microbial things that come to our body, so our immune system do not need to activate the immune response more. This one, and we can save our immune response maybe to another things, yeah. Maybe to increase our endurance, yeah, something like that. Hopefully it answer your question.
How about the answer, Dr. Anita?
Yeah, it's very clear. Thank you, Budia.
Okay, great. Because we also have many questions from audience to Budia, but after our last panelist. Okay, and now I'd like to invite our panelists, Dr. Engineer Asmiati Sahur, MP. Would you please provide comments or question to Prof. Masaki Kita? You need to unmute the committee, please. Bu Asmiati, you have any? Okay, good.
Okay, thank you. Hello, everyone. Nice to meet you in this Zoom. It's very happy that we can interact each other regarding with the topic about hydroponics. So what?
Bu Asmiati, you are having connection trouble now.
Connection is not good. I'm in university actually, but I don't know why. So is my voice clear?
Yeah, it is now clear.
Okay, okay then. So I just repeat my statement in the beginning that I'm really happy to see you all here because it's really important and very interesting topic to discuss with us. And my background is agronomist, and we work already have several research in hydroponics actually with our students. Last week I have a student with the topic of hydroponics, and it's really interesting to have this topic with us. And my question here for Masaki Kita, as I listen to your explanation, that it's really interesting topic. I remember when I was in Australia, I worked with the secondary metabolite as well. And I think what you're explaining, it's really interesting, but I'm still not clear because we are talking about the COVID now. We are facing COVID now, and it's a big problem in the world. So is there any compound or secondary metabolite produced can be face the COVID to improve the immune of a human body? I am doing my research with Paddy regarding to improve the quality of rice in facing the COVID. So in my research here, I am apply for the bacteria, the methanotroph, to improve the quality of rice in facing the COVID. So when the human beings consume the rice, it will be cover their immune and it will be increase their immunity. So please, that's the first question for me. And the second one is how to identify if we would find some like a compounds of secondary metabolites. Can we detect directly that the compound is really important, and when can we produce the same thing with the secondary metabolite? Because I know the plants, the natural products is not produce so many, but just a little. So please please give me the response for the two questions. Thank you, Prof. Masaki Kisata.
Okay, Prof, would you like to answer directly?
Yes, sure. Okay. First question, yes. Both two questions very important and very impressive. Thank you very much. So first question is how we overcome the COVID problem or new diseases using the secondary metabolites. Okay. The one very important point is this COVID is very difficult to develop the treatments by the companies, drug discovery companies. Why? Because the mutagenesis of the virus or the different target interactions or target bindingness, this causes a very severe problem to develop the new drugs. Okay, of course, the developing countries have tried to discover the very important drugs, but still it is very difficult to expect from by using the computational sciences or the comparison with the traditional, the current drugs. But natural products has no limitations based on the structure and the functional diversities, because all of the natural products produced by marine animals, terrestrial, ones, and so on, has not developed for them, not for developed for our human beings or viruses. Okay, so we could not expect the structures of the secondary metabolites only looking at the structures. We could expect, but the answer is not true. There is no limitations for the natural products because of the chemical and the biological diversities. Therefore, all of the natural products scientists and the pharmaceutical scientists are highly interested in any secondary metabolites from the tropical and subtropical area animals and plants. Okay. The second question is how to find new molecules from natural products. Okay. Traditionally, many terrestrial plants and bacterium, soil bacteria, has been well examined to find the molecules. But all of them, most of the compounds has already discovered and characterized. So the marine invertebrates is a new frontier to find the interesting secondary metabolites. So so how discover? This is very difficult for us. The technically is very highly developed by using the mass spectrometry analysis, the whole gradient analysis, resulting in the find the new compounds characterization. But there are many papers. Okay, but still we could not which compound could highly active, only looking at the chemical structures and only using the reports. This requires synthetic studies and further development for the precious organic synthesis. This combination is highly effective. Finally, I could going back to the first question, what is the prospect of the natural products for medicine is many natural products or medicines are already established but and commercially available, but we could not expect the true effect or side effects of the natural product itself. One important or interesting example is ivermectin by Professor Omura. This is candidate for the drug treatment for the not only the African local diseases, but also the COVID infection, not infection, the COVID problems. But we could not expect why this Omra senses the ivermectin shows such as a highly diverse activities. Therefore, the natural product has no limitations from the viewpoint of the discovery of the any agents. Is that good for your questions?
Yes, yes. Thank you very much. Can I ask you one question?
Okay.
One last question, Prof.
Yeah, one more question. Thank you. Actually, I'm really interested with the secondary metabolites, you know, because when I was in Australia, I worked with ajugareptans, you know, and I'm trying to find out because it's identified as an agent for healing the cancer, but it's not finished because you know it's need time to filter the product. So what do you think about this? Is it already done in your country, or I mean the ajugareptans? Maybe there is a component of this kind of plants because it's now can healing a cancer. Thank you.
Actually, I don't know well about this plant. Okay, I don't know.
Okay.
Sorry, but
Okay, that's right.
We have already examined and identified many compounds from many species, but still we could recheck, or we should check again from the different viewpoints. Therefore, yes, the normal bioassay, such as the simple cytotoxic assay using cancer cell, this is old one. Actually, we could find the interesting molecule new ones, but still effectivity is low. So development of the new bioassay, new system, or any hypothesis, this is important for discovering the new molecules.
Lasmiati, is that clear for you? Oh yeah, I think she is freezing, but you know, here I'm looking at the Q&A box and I see the questions lined up here from our participants. First, I like to read a question from, it is directed to Budia. It is from Mbak Ignasha Islaili from Unair. She would like to ask about the water that is used in hydroponic, and because she know that the water must have its own mineral content, the water itself or other compounds. Before using it for the hydroponic plants, is there any treatment for that water or any requirements of the condition of the water? Budi, I think you may answer it directly.
Okay, thank you for the question. I already read some question for me, and I want to make clear at first that actually I don't have any background about agriculture, study background about agriculture. So I will answer the question according to
here.
Yeah.
Been 50 years growing your hydroponic.
Yeah, so maybe I will answer according to my experience how we maintain our hydroponic garden. So the question is about the water. So yes, that will be there is a water concentration, the raw water concentration. We said that with the raw water concentration, and this water concentration will be different from one area to another area. And according to explanation from our teacher about hydroponics, he said that to maintain the nutrition inside the water that we use for hydroponic plantation, the lower concentration of the, ppm concentration, so the particles soluble inside the raw water, the more lower of the concentration is more good, is better. It's better we use for the hydroponic system. But according to the experience from our garden and another garden, because in Kediri city itself, there are many areas that they have different level of the ppm of the raw water, and I don't think it's affected to the result of the plant's growth. We have the same result. So I think the raw water concentration have not really big impact to the our plants, but theoretical said the theory said that the lower of raw water concentration is better to use. Yeah, so that's all I know about to answer this question. Also, yeah, probably it's also related to the Dr. Argarini question. Yeah, so
Yeah.
maybe I already read all the question here. Because in the area of Dr. Argarini's home, they in the village, the water concentration have the highly content of calcium. Actually, the calcium also need for the plant's growth, but we have a certain formula actually to make the water nutrition for our plants. And according to the our experience, like I stated before, the concentration itself, actually we cannot mention what inside the water, because we just can see in the ppm level, but to make sure what inside the water, maybe we can just put the water to the lab and then check what is that. But in our area in Kediri, we never do that. We just mention what is the ppm level of it. And once again, according to the experience, it is not have so many impact to the plant's growth, because the result will be the same. Yeah.
Okay, I think one last question about hydroponic, yeah. Question to Bu Ika. This is from Norzaki, yeah. She asked about geographical conditions for hydroponic growth to be succeed. Is there any geographical condition that is essential?
Yeah. In my opinion, it's blessed to us to stay in the tropical area in Indonesia, because we have a very maximum in the sunshine exposure. Because in during the plant's growth, the main things that the plants need is the nutrition and the sunshine. So because we have very good sunshine all the year, yeah, even in the rainy season or in the dry season, we still have at least like 6 hours per day to get the maximum sunshine exposure. So for Indonesia, for Indonesian area, I think we can do a hydroponic system everywhere. But sometimes if there is, especially in the rainy season, sometimes if we get so many cloud in a day and it's not enough to get the sunshine for our plants, so we can use we can prepare the UV light. So it's also provide commercially in the agriculture store. So we can get so we can provide the UV light and to make the plants to get some UV to do their maximum photosynthesis process.
How about if too many sunlights?
Too many sunlights is okay.
Really?
Too many sunlights is okay, but maybe the effect of the plants is just will be a little bit in the afternoon. If it's so hot, maybe some of plants will be like not really good, but it will be come back to the good condition again in the evening, after the sunshine was after the sun was sunset. Yeah.
So I think it can be a solution, yeah, for us in the dry season. Where in the dry season we are shortage of farming, right? Due to dry season kemarau.
Yeah. One of the solution, actually, if we can put our system inside the greenhouse, maybe we can maintain also about the beside the sunshine exposure, we can also maintain how to say how many degrees Celsius inside the greenhouse we can maintain about that.
Temperature.
Yeah, the temperature. Sorry. Yeah, we can also maintain the temperature if we can provide the greenhouse for our plants. But if not, it's okay. We just need to maybe in the very hot time, maybe we can just do showering the plants so they can
So it should be better product, yeah, if we do the hydroponic than the conventional farming, because for the conventional farming, we often find difficulties of water shortage during the dry season, right?
Yeah. That's one of.
Okay.
Of course, sometimes in some area, the well is become dry, so it's difficult to get more water in there. But some of in Indonesia, especially, we can do like the how to say PDAM in English.
Water supply, water supply.
Yeah, water supply from the government. Yeah, we can use the water from there. But because it's I think there is like another particle, say the caporit inside the water, so we need
right?
So we need to we need to keep the water overnight before we use it for hydroponic.
Yeah, great answer. But you also have next session, right? Tomorrow?
Yeah, tomorrow there will be mention about everything.
Don't miss that session. Yeah. Actually, we also have many questions directed to, for example, directed to Prof. Lin, but he kindly already answered it. Yeah. But I need to read aloud. Yeah, some interesting question. Like this, there's a question about the effectivity of vaccine against the new variants, that is the variant of concern. He already answered very well that yes, some studies have suggested that it has what we call an extent of effectivity that at least it can reduce the risk here. And then we also have question for Prof. Masaki kita, but it is put in the chat session. This is from Dr. Husnul Hatima. She mentioned that she also have studied on jamu. Jamu is what we call is traditional herbal product that is from Indonesia, originally from Indonesia. We call it jamu. With a collaboration with the Agriculture University in Bogor, this contains interesting chemical constituents. As you may know, drug development requires multiple steps for the specific purposes. And she also asked about how important is structure-activity relationship for the study of the effect of what we call this kind of jamu Okay. For example, she said that the drug development requires multiple steps for the specific purposes, such as reducing side effects. And of course, it needs kind of chemical modification. Can you, Professor Masaki, would you provide probably your experience of doing that kind of research to what we call is lead optimization, right? That we want to optimize the efficacy and minimize the side effect of that product, or probably also optimize the pharmacokinetics. Would you provide your knowledge or experience about it? Thank you.
Okay. Actually, the basic natural products chemists and the medicinal scientists, the direction is somewhat different. Okay. We are we think that this derivatization or characterization of the why this original natural products has very strong effects. For this purpose, we optimize the molecules and derivatize some compounds to find the scientifically significance. Okay, but sometimes we result in encounters real target molecules. this kind of the target to discovery result in the development of the further modifications and to develop the interesting molecules. Okay, but in the way, by the way, the pharmaceutical scientist needs to the more effective molecules for human being. So not only the target molecule itself, the other characteristics, the metabolic way, or any the stabilities or prevention of the side effects, and so on. So they need to modify the some of the molecules. Also, they wish to more simplify the molecules.
Yeah, more simple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This,
So it's kind of collaborative research works.
Yes.
Yes, Prof. Okay, very good.
It is difficult to find the best molecule for human beings. Therefore, I just mentioned in the questions, the Omura Sensei's ivermectin is a very, very special molecule because this original natural product itself has very strong effects and very cheap. Also have the multiple ways. This is a kind of the magic pill, right?
Oh, yeah, okay. Thank you, Prof. Masaki. And I'd like to read some questions. Give me time to read. Okay. There are many questions already answered here by our speakers. Okay, we have this from. Okay. Oh yeah, this is, but it is to Budia again. It's about from Dr. Lily Herawati. She asked about, is there any obstacle in implementing the method of hydroponic plantation? For example, the existence of pest or a kind of the fertilizer that is difficult to be found, or I think this question about the cost prediction, I think you will present it tomorrow, Bu Ika. But you may please give answer about the obstacle that you that you have found here.
Yeah, okay, I will try to answer the question. Thank you for the question. So there are, yeah, the obstacle, of course, that will become to our hydroponic plantation system, especially the pests. There are many pests attack our garden during this time, and it's different pests will be attacked in the different season. Sometimes we will attacking by many butterflies come to our garden, so they will put their egg then we will have so many caterpillar in there. So we need to make like I stated before, we make like the organic pesticide to maintain the plants then. And also another thing is the flies. The flies is usually it's come in this season. It's usually the leaves, white leaves of the leaf or the live miners will come to our garden during this time, and we can protect that by using maybe yellow trap. We can use a yellow trap, or maybe we can prevent to showering the plants with the organic pesticide as well. Yeah.
Okay.
But another garden also, there are many mouse in there, but thank God that in my garden there are no mouse coming.
Oh, great. So
yeah.
There are so many things to share tomorrow. So
Yeah.
please, the participants don't ever miss the tomorrow session by Bu Ika.
But no, not by me.
Oh, but by but by your colleagues, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I think we have come to the end of this presentation and discussion session, and it's quite interesting. And of course, this time I would like to extend my sincere gratitude to all speakers and all panelists. Thank you, Prof. Chufonlin. Thank you, Prof. Masaki. And thank you, Bu Ika. And also thank you, Dr. Asra Al-Fauzi. And also to our panelists, Prof. Indri, Dr. Anita Dewi, and then Pak Afandi, and also Bu Asmiati. Thank you all for taking your time. I'd like to ask apology if there's something that is not something missed in this international webinar. Hopefully, all of us can get benefits from the knowledge and the experience shared by our speakers, and also the discussion by our panelists. Before I hand it back to Dr. Linda or Dr. Emma, I'd like to wrap up some important or essential things I got from this international webinar. I think we can conclude that in this harsh of COVID pandemic, there is still hope that we can together thrive. Either it is in healthcare sector or in the economy sector. And here we should take a look back to the natural resources we have, even it is the kind of biodiversity, the plant resource, or even the submarine resource that already presented by Prof. Masaki. They all contains great potential to be developed. Even the resource of the nutritional foods or the promising treatment for either as antivirus or as the agents that can optimize our immune system to tackle the immunopathogenicity that often occur in the COVID due to the coronavirus. And of course, the hydroponic is one method that is challenging, but yet promising to be implemented, that have so many benefits, especially by establishing our food security, and also can be what we call the source of the healthy food that is beneficial for our immune system. That is what we got today. Thank you all for the speakers, the panelists, the committee, and also the participants. Before I hand it back to the MC, I ask for all participants now to turn on your camera, because we need to take a photograph. For the committee, please, would you? For the committee, please, for the photograph taking or the screenshot taking.
Oke, baik, untuk para panelis bisa tolong dinyalakan sebentar videonya. Lihat ke kamera, 1, 2, 3. Sekali lagi, mungkin ada yang belum menyalakan kamera, monggo. 1, 2, 3. Sudah, Dokter.
Okay, thank you, Kevin and other committees. And this time, I would like to hand it back to Dr. Linda and Dr. Emma. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Norina, and thank you to all speakers, panelists, and of course, the moderator. The presentations were very interesting. The discussion are clear and useful, and we got new information that we can apply in our daily life during the COVID-19 pandemic. Next, to our honorable speakers and panelists, we would like to give a symbolic handover of certificate. To the committee, please, would you like to share the certificate here for a symbolic handover?
Terima kasih untuk seluruh pembicara, panelis, dan juga moderator. Diskusi yang sangat menarik, kita sudah mendapatkan banyak informasi yang bermanfaat untuk kita semua, terutama pada era pandemi ini, seperti Dr. Lurna sebut tadi, baik secara ekonomi maupun secara kesehatan. Nah, untuk acara selanjutnya adalah penyerahan secara simbolis sertifikat untuk pembicara dan panelis. Kami meminta bantuan panitia untuk bisa melakukan share screen sertifikat.
Yeah, once again, thank you very much to our honorable speakers, all speakers, panelists, and of course the moderator who have spared your times to join us today and give us the interesting lecture and discussion. Thank you so much.
Terima kasih sebesar-besarnya kepada para pembicara yang terhormat, kepada panelis yang terhormat, dan kepada moderator atas sumbangsihnya dalam diskusi pada siang hari ini. Semoga kita semua dapat memberikan dan mendapatkan manfaat yang sebesar-besarnya. Terima kasih.
Thank you, the committee. And before closing today's webinar, let's pray together. It will be led by Nurse Hengki Irawan, Magister of Health. To Mr. Hengki, time is yours.
Bapak Ibu hadirin sekalian, sebelum kita mengakhiri acara webinar pada siang hari ini, marilah kita meluangkan waktu sejenak untuk berdoa bersama dan kepada Bapak Hengki Irawan, Sarjana Keperawatan, Magister Kesehatan, kami mohon untuk bisa memimpin acara ini. Kami persilakan.
Ya. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Marilah sebagai rasa syukur kita kepada Allah Subhanahu wa taala karena acara ini diberikan kelancaran. Kita berharap besok pun sampai akhir kita diberikan kelancaran dan apa yang disampaikan oleh para narasumber bisa bermanfaat bagi kita semuanya. Berdoa untuk agama Islam kami pimpin, untuk agama yang selain Islam mohon bisa menyesuaikan. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin. Hamdan yuafi ni'amahu wa yukafi mazidah. Ya Rabbana lakal hamdu kama yanbaghi li jalalika wajhika wa azimi sultanik. Allahumma shalli wa sallim barik ala sayyidina Muhammad wa ala alihi washabihi ajmain. Ya Allah, alhamdulillah atas segala nikmat karunia yang Engkau berikan pada kami semuanya. Acara ini dapat berjalan dengan lancar. Kami mohon ya Allah atas kehendak karunia yang Kau berikan pada kami. Semoga apa yang kami dapatkan hari ini bisa bermanfaat bagi kami semuanya. Rabbana taqabbal minna innaka antas samiul alim wa tub alaina innaka antat tawwabur rahim. Allahumma jamilna bil afiyati was salamah wa qiqna bit taqwa wal istiqomah wa aizna min mujibatin nadamah innaka sami'ud du'a. Ya Allah, indahkan kami dengan kesehatan dan keselamatan dan kokohkan kami dalam ketakwaan dan istiqomah dan lindungi kami dari hal-hal yang mengakibatkan penyesalan. Sesungguhnya Engkau Maha mendengar doa kami. Ampunilah dosa kami, dosa orang tua kami, dosa orang-orang yang telah berjasa pada kami. Rabbana taqabbal minna innaka antas samiul alim wa tub alaina innaka antat tawwabur rahim. Rabbana atina fid dunya hasanah wa fil akhirati hasanah wa qina adzabannar. Wa sallallahu ala sayyidina Muhammad walhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Terima kasih. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you, Mr. Hengki, and excellencies and esteemed provisionals, ladies and gentlemen. This is the end of today's webinar. And for information, the Zoom link for the webinar that will be held tomorrow has been sent to your email address. If you haven't received it yet, please feel free to inform the committee through chat feature. And to all today's participants, you can join for tomorrow webinar also. And don't forget to fill in the attendance and also for the certificate, of course, in the chat section. And thank you, committee, for the good cooperation. Thank you, participants, for your attention and participation. I hope you enjoyed the presentation as much as we did, and we sincerely wish all of you have a good health. Sorry for all the inconvenience. Thank you once again, and see you next event. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Bapak Ibu hadirin yang terhormat sekalian, ini adalah penghujung acara webinar pada siang hari ini. Dan kami dengan tulus mendoakan kita semua selalu dalam keadaan sehat dan pandemi segera berlalu. Kami informasikan bahwa link Zoom webinar untuk esok hari sudah kami kirimkan melalui alamat email yang terdaftar. Bagi yang belum menerima, kami mohon bisa menghubungi panitia melalui fitur chat, dan kami juga mengundang seluruh hadirin partisipan pada hari ini untuk bisa bergabung dengan kami kembali esok hari untuk mengikuti acara workshop pelatihan hidroponik. Terima kasih banyak atas partisipasi dari Bapak Ibu sekalian, dan kami juga umumkan bagi para partisipan acara sesi lokal bisa bergabung kembali dengan kami pada hari ini nanti siang ya setelah isoma pukul 13 waktu Indonesia Barat. Akhirul kalam, terima kasih atas perhatiannya. Wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you so.